Y'all know who I do feel like is an agent of the Antichrist? Mike Todd.
Oh yeah, nah.
First of all,
I can't get into
that
him.
nigga is way too hippie. Like as a man,
I think he gay.
No, he's definitely a butty boy.
Yeah.
Like
Well, he used to be fat. That's why he hippie like.
Yeah,
that.
but it's like he like sassy fat though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Never trust a nigga with hips.
Yeah, like that nigga looks nuts. The shit he be doing, it just be like, this is a mockery, bro.
And you know what's so funny? A girl I was dating who put me on, who she's a fake Christian, like she's a deviant in disguise. She wanted me to watch him, and I was just like, she like fake shit like that, like that new churchy shit. And like, so when I finally went to go watch him, and this nigga like did the spit in the nigga eyes like Jesus did, I was like, oh no. Pretty much, it's a passage in the Bible where Jesus cured a man of blindness by spitting his hand and rubbing it across the man's eyes. Mike Todd had one of his members come up there and redid it and literally spit in his hand and rubbed it across the nigga's face. First of all,
nigga would've got his ass beat.
What it is, what it ain't, it's your boy Low Key B.
And it's your main man K3.
And this is
Paid N Bazed,
where we get money and wash out.
Heine. I had one that I like had a brain fart.
I hate the word Heine because like growing up, every time I took my grandma would give me a bath. My grandpa, when my grandma's putting baby powder on me and shit, when he see me, he'd sing this song. I see ya honey, all bright and shiny.
Jimmy Neutron that song.
Now that I'm older, it sounds kind of creepy. But my grandpa, it was just a song.
They used to say anything to kids.
Yeah, my mama used to sing this song to me too when I was young. Anytime I would take a bath or something, she used to say, brown leg soup, brown leg soup, brown leg soup, I'ma eat you up.
All right, bro. It's getting weird. Oh God. When did you stop getting baths? Because you say you don't be remembering shit from when you was little.
No, remember I said it on the with our moms. Like that's why I was like, that's vital importance of a man being around.
Oh yeah.
Because my mom is a bath taker.
Okay.
Always has been. She's probably just started taking showers like as we like.
You say shit so
no,
crazy.
No. I'm saying
she
like,
just started taking showers.
Yeah, no, like
she like to take
I
baths.
never seen her take showers growing up. Only baths, like sit down baths, and she probably just started taking showers as like we started getting like upgraded houses, and you know sometimes it's just a shower.
Yeah, so you ain't got no choice.
Yeah, or now she older, so she like the little shower head. She love a good shower head. I'm like, what's really going on? Bitches be having all type of
adjustments.
Yeah,
all type of settings.
Yeah. So
okay, so how old are you when you stop getting baths?
Until 5th grade.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time.
When did she start singing that song?
Before that.
Okay.
But 5th grade is when I had to go live with my dad in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And when I lived with my dad only takes showers. So I had to adjust. Because I'm in there, I'm finna take a bath. Hey, boy, get the fuck in the shower.
Yeah. Nah, like, I wonder why men are, like, a good bath is cool, like, once every like, blue moon. Like, and it has to be something relaxing, but just taking a bath to clean up, it's like sitting down to pee. It's kind of just like.
And I definitely used to always pee in the bath. But you want to know the crazier part? When I was young, I used to play with these sailboats my mama used to have in her bath. These blue and white sailboats. And then I got older and I realized they were that was a douche. What the fuck? And she used to let me play with them. I'm like, well, I guess she figured shit you came out of me. I don't know.
See, this why like. Yeah, like you said, men being around is important because, like, that's nuts.
No, it gets worse. I was, like, very animated, so I'm in the bath, motherfucking spitting out water and shit. Yeah.
All right, walk the plank.
I finally asked her, like, why the fuck did you let me play with them? Like,
that's nuts.
Because, you know, them old school women, they be having, like, she ain't had a bag. She ain't had a vinegar bag. She just had the, what's the names? And I guess she used to refill them and shit with water. I was in that bed. I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah, nah, like my baby mom, like she was like, oh, he taking it. I'm like, no, he put that nigga in the shower, bro. Like, she's like, you trying to make him grow up too fast. It's like when he like 4 or whatever. Like, no, bro. Like, that nigga he as soon as he was of age to take showers, he's taking a shower. Even if I'm washing him still, he's gonna take a shower.
But even as I'm older now, like if I take a bath, I have to take a shower after.
Yeah.
It's like you sitting in dirt.
Yeah, honestly. I don't feel clean after that.
Yeah.
Or like if I want to, yeah, like you said, like
I understand a woman taking more baths because they want to let like water go up in them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I had learned about a lot of girls. That's their first like. That's how they masturbate. Firstly, like they
the water.
The water. They put their legs up on the thing and go under the faucet and let the water run in their coochie.
Yeah, I had girls tell me that too. Like that's
they say they started young.
Corn dogs.
Or they say like they do something too, like when they close their legs and move it and they can feel something. I don't know. Like women are sexual deviants from an early age. They be trying to make it seem like it's us. That's why. Well, damn, I was gonna take it left. But let's be real. We talked about it before. A lot of like young boys' first sexual experience was with the older woman.
Mine was with like an older kid, but like she was still a kid, but like she was.
Mine was a teenager.
Yeah.
But she's old enough to know better. Both of them were.
Yeah.
Low key, like a lot of young.
So do we?
You got molested.
I was finna say, like, do we call like? I don't think we should call like being molested sexual encounters. That's
okay. So it depends because it's like, let's be real. Like, if you hear about a young girl and her older cousin or play cousin or whatever, or a friend in the neighborhood, whatever, and he like 3, 4, 5 years older than her, and he like telling her whatever, just because she said she didn't tell him to stop, that don't mean, like, that's still molestation. So it's like, I think with us boys, we thought it was cool. Like, honestly, I got my dick sucked at 7 by a white girl, and I went around and told everybody because I thought it was cool. Mind you, this bitch was like 15. Looking back, that's
crazy.
That's nuts. Yeah, that's like shit like that. Like, yeah, that's molestation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Depending on the.
It was a dare, and she did it.
Yeah, nah. Like, that's where like playing house goes too far or whatever. Like, everybody play house, and it's like sometimes it'd be a little weird, but it never was like it should never go like sexual. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that's where shit get a little.
I was 7, bro. Like, this hoe sucked my dick on the dining room table.
Whose dining room?
Our dining room.
Oh yeah, Ra had something to do with this.
It was a dare. I'm not gonna say too much because my mama don't know all this. So but it's like looking back, I'm like, it was like everybody went like, yeah, little Pooh got his dick sucked. Like, it was cool. Yeah. And it's like, nah, that ain't really.
Nah, that's horrible. Niggas need better influences.
Yeah, I ain't gonna go into detail because it's gonna be a therapy or whatever. But like, yeah.
Do you feel like that scarred you in any type of way?
Looking back,
or like affected you any type of way?
Believe it or not, I had 8 coochie before that.
That's why he don't eat coochie now,
That was somebody else. Looking back.
Oh, somebody made you eat their coochie like Antoine Fisher?
Yeah, some shit like that. Oh, okay. And it was some other things too, like dry hunch. Looking back, I definitely was molested. We can't clip this up because I don't need my mama to see this. Because my mama
we can't clip up molestation.
Yeah. My mama, but I know she's not gonna say
Or could we? No,
remember we talked about this on the episode.
No, like me and you talked about this. So the person who made you eat their coochie is the person you was told me like what you call it? See, yeah, that's molestation. Like actual sexual acts.
But with that person, I don't blame them. That was like they weren't that much older than me, and that was like, I know her experience. And she went through something before, so that was a child who was taken advantage of by an adult.
And she thought that was normal.
Yeah, and became over-sexualized. Like,
okay.
Yeah, that's what that was. That's why I don't hold it against her. Now, there is an individual who I feel like you knew better.
Okay.
Like, I was young, like, and you was about 17, about to turn 18, like, you knew better.
Oh, yeah.
And did like malicious things like, oh, if you don't do this, I'm gonna tell you did it. Like, and it was like, looking back, I'm like, at the time I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
But looking back, I'm like, And I want everybody. This wasn't like my immediate family. Now we wasn't on that weird shit. But this is people who was supposed to be like close to the family and stuff. So like, yeah.
Yeah. So I want to ask y'all opinion on something. Even though y'all don't got kids, like y'all still got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when it comes to like my son, right? I don't let just anybody watch my son,
right,
or whatever. And I have a very strict rule when it comes to, like, you know, because me and his mom, we not together, we co-parent or whatever. And I be telling her straight up, can't no man watch my child, especially not no men that I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
real.
And she be like, oh well, you acting like women can't molest. No, like people who are more likely to do it are men. And as a man, I'm just gonna say it's more traumatizing to get molested by a grown ass man as opposed to a woman.
Yeah.
Like, and because of the culture that we in or whatever. And then I don't know if this is okay for me to say, like, and it's not that I look at one worse as the other. Like, I feel the same way. I don't care if he's gay or not. Like, if he's gay, I'm like, if he's gay, like, she got gay homeboys. Like, I'm gonna have him. Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, no. Like,
no, I definitely agree because it's like, you know, that sounds bad. Like, oh, one is worse than the other, but logically it is. Because a lot of us as young boys who were taken advantage by older women, we looked at it as like a rites of passage. And I don't think I didn't really fully like decompartmentalize it. I always fuck up that word. Nigga had to say it real slow.
Looked on phonics.
I didn't really like break it down until like I got grown.
Yeah.
And I was wondering why, like, because again, these are still people I see to this day.
Yeah.
And then like I was wondering like why like one individual I really like, even in my older age, I didn't like being around them alone and shit. Like I always felt awkward or weird. And then I was just like, And then when it really hit me is when my nephew was that age. And I just thought about if somebody was doing that to him. Yeah. And I was like, that wasn't right.
Yeah.
I was like, that wasn't right. And I just started looking back, you know what I'm saying? All of it wasn't right. But it's like, when the white girl sucked my dick because of a dare, like, you couldn't tell me, like, I wasn't.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
that
nigga.
Oh, my dick sucked. I'm only 7. I'm like,
you niggas is peons.
Yeah.
You go to the other 7-year-olds, like, you niggas lame as fuck.
Right. Real. But now I'm looking back, like, if my nephew came home and was like, yeah, I'd be like, nigga.
Like, I'm very, like, nothing like that ever happened to me or whatever. Like, the girl who I did do something with, like, she was, like, my mom's friend's daughter. And she was, she probably was, like, 3 years older than me, but I liked her. And she always, like, really liked me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like like, let me have my way with this young nigga. Like, she always really liked me. So the last time when we did something, I was probably like 11 or 12. I can't remember per se. But she was like probably finna turn 14, or if not already 14. I want to say I was like 11 or whatever. But I liked her though. You know what I'm saying? But my like still was kind of like more innocent as opposed to, so like, that's probably like my first sexual encounter. But I don't count that as me losing my virginity, you know? Yeah. Because it wasn't like, I didn't know what I was doing. It wasn't nothing like that.
I was about to say, looking back, because, you know, I say I lost my virginity late. Like, I lost my virginity closer to 18. Because I ain't gonna lie, like, I was scared to fuck. Because I'm like, okay, and that's another reason why I had to look back. I'm like, why am I scared to fuck? Because, like, one of the women who did it to me, like, it went on for a long, you know what I'm saying? And she used to be like, oh, let me see that thing. Let me see if it grew. Let me, da, 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 da. So I'm like, I don't know. As I got older, I was just like kind of insecure in that area. And then when it came to time to have sex, I thought like a woman was supposed to take control because that's what I was used to. So it's like, even in my first sexual experience when I was supposed to lose my virginity, like I got so nervous, like nigga couldn't even get hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I hope got some free head. But I redeemed myself. But I was just saying.
Yeah. Remind me to talk to you about free head like later. Like it's some story I can tell you, whatever.
But yeah, so like nigga was like, I was like super nervous about losing my virginity. But you know, once it happens, now you just miss the fuckathon.
And it's so funny because just like your early experiences as far as like sexual experience, it does kind of go into how you carry that throughout your life or whatever. Because early on, all the sexual encounters that I had, like in high school, I was fucking a lot. Yeah. And it was like, but I never like initiated the sex. I never like went to a woman that like, I never was like that or whatever. But I found myself always in the predicament of falling into some pussy or whatever, because girls would be like, oh, da da da, or I feel comfortable or whatever like that. And like, so like now, I'm not really mannish. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really be like, oh, like, come on, or whatever. Like, I like a woman who kind of initiates, because that's what I'm used to. Or I don't talk about sex. I like let it flow or whatever, so I can go. I'm never gonna bring it up like on the first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me neither.
And that's kind of because the women always kind of.
I've always been more disciplined in that area, because by the time like 11th, 12th grade, all my homeboys was fucking. I was the only one who wasn't fucking, and I'm not a liar, so they knew like you a virgin. So they used to clown like, yeah, no, that's a virgin. When you gonna get that pussy out? Mind you, I got a girlfriend. She a virgin too. Yeah. So we supposed to be taking each other virginity, but every time it tries to happen, something gets in the way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But basically, when I did finally start getting sexual, because me and her broke up, so when I did finally start getting sexual in like towards the end of 12th grade and stuff like that, because it was like when I was younger, I had those sexual experiences, and then by the time I hit middle school, I kind of like became guarded. Like, I don't know, like I wasn't looking for sex, you know, like, because I always thought that was super fast. Like, if you was in 6th grade, fucking 7th grade, it was
girls who was like fucking in middle school and stuff like that, it was like, and the boys, like, it's just like, that's just a lot. Like, once high school, I don't even know how that, like, at that age, you are even in a position to be able to have sex. Right. You know what I'm saying? But like, once we get to high school, it's like, it's different. Our minds are there. Like,
but like I told you, I was a late bloomer too, because it's like, in high school, I probably didn't start jacking off till like 10th grade. Yeah. I didn't really start jacking off until I kept hearing other niggas talking about jacking off. My first time jacking off, I remember I was in 9th grade. Yeah. And I went home because motherfuckers kept talking about it, whatever, because the first time was like 8th grade. I just like, I ain't really know what to do. I know that sounds stupid.
No, that's real. I used to watch porn and just watch it.
Yeah, watch it and shit. And then one time, like, my first time, like, I just, like, pre-came. Like, it was clear. So I thought, like, okay, I nut it. Like, no, nigga, no. When you finally really nut,
you be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
And it was similar for me, too, because I didn't jack off until after I had sex. So, and then when I did, I didn't know, like, that, like, I just didn't know that you can make yourself cut. And that's why, like, you don't have no business having sex. Really? Even, like, there's no reason at, like, 16 to 17, niggas was fucking, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look at that now, like, it's much better for you to have waited or whatever. Like, especially, like, girls, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's no...
No, did you make the mistake, nigga? I remember when I did start jacking off, and when you do start jacking off, it's like, you jacking off, like, every day or every other day, or, like, because you a kid, you just, like... Ooh, this new. Because I remember, like, after my first time jacking off, I went to school, and I remember I was just in shock. Like, what the fuck was that? Yeah. And, you know, you got to hide the boxes and shit. Because it's just like, damn, this shit a mess. You got years of built up. But, nigga, I went to school the next day. I remember this fine-ass girl in health class. She used to, like, ask me for my answers and shit. She used to call me best friend. Really, she was finessing me for the work. But she was cool, though. And I was in 9th grade. She was in 12th grade. We had, like, PE and health together. So the hoe asked me for the word. That hoe slid her motherfucking finger down my arm. Nigga, it's like them commercials when you see the eyes and the flowers. And I was like, it's like that neck, like, after I did that shit just opened up my senses. Yeah. So I understand why some niggas be, like, hyper sexual when they first start fucking, because like it do open up your senses.
Yeah, and our hormones be crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know, like, the biggest part of middle school is like, as a boy, is like hiding when you randomly just get on hard and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be a real thing. Like,
hand in your pocket or sit down.
Yeah, like, or like, walk hand in pocket, flip that bitch. Everybody know flipping that bitch into the waistband.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
I never did that.
You never did that?
Probably because I got stomach.
Okay, that would look crazy. Like, that would look crazy. Yeah. Like, what's that?
I'ma just, like, I could, like, make myself go down fast if I need to. Like, if I know I gotta get up or something, I'm gonna start thinking about some, like, weird shit.
Oh,
like,
so so shout out. It was a white boy. I went a little bit. It was a white boy, and he was like one of the white boys who had puberty, like, in 5th grade type shit. So he was bigger than everybody. Nigga had mustache. Nigga had zits. and shit.
I went to school with a nigga like that. His name was Paul.
Yeah, I was gonna say shout out Matthew Scheiniger or whatever. His name was Matthew Scheiniger.
Paul was cocky as fuck and used to drink Monster every day. Like grown ass nigga.
Yeah. Matthew Scheiniger. I wonder where you at now, bro. Matthew Scheiniger was cool as fuck. He was like one of them white boys. Like he's a white boy to the soul, but he was like he never tried to act whatever. He was cool as fuck. Yeah. And we used to call him Matthew Shiny Nigger or whatever. But he couldn't say it though. But yeah, shout out to Matthew Scheiniger or whatever. He used to. I remember one day he was telling all us, bro, if you ever like, cause I think it happened to one of the white boys while we was in gym, and like everybody was like laughing and shit. He was like, bro, we got back in the locker room, bro. If you ever just get hard randomly, just close your eyes or just think in your head. Dick in the blender, dick in the blender, dick in the blender, dick in the blender. Bro, when I tell you I do this shit to this day, like if I'm with some fire shit and she like looking, that shit gonna get me, you know, like you don't ever want to see you. I don't know, it's something about like never letting a bitch feel like she just got you all whatever. Like if you just want to get on a little chub, but you don't want to go all the way hard. Dick in the blender, dick in the blender.
You gonna be like, what? I think about chocolate pudding. Because I don't like chocolate pudding.
Nigga think about Bill Cosby?
No. Because like every now and again I eat pudding, but it gotta be vanilla, and I can only eat I hate if I take a big scoop of pudding and eat that shit, I'ma throw up because it's just too much like custardy shit in my mouth. Yeah. So like I just think about like eating some chocolate pudding or something, and that's just gonna turn my whole body down. Yeah, I know that's weird.
That is weird.
Everybody got their own little thing, but no, I was gonna say, is this like a rites of passage too? Did y'all do this? I definitely, when I first started jacking off on that horny shit, jacked off with a bar of soap and was burning for like 2 days. Nah. You never did that? Damn.
What you mean with a bar of soap? Like,
so I'm in the shower, got some Irish Spring. I don't have no lotion, or cause you know you gotta learn what you like and shit. Yeah. Lotion dry out, so I'm in the shower, so I'm like, fuck it, this like, so shit. I had to start jacking my shit with the soap. With the suds and shit, but it went in my pee hole. I guess
nigga shit was yo. Nigga did a Tom and Jerry scream.
I woke up that next morning and tried to pee. It was like I had an STD. That shit burned so bad.
Oh nah.
Yeah, I was burning all day at school. I was like, fuck, I'll never do that again.
The first time I did beat off, and we gonna move on because there's a lot of beat off talk. But and molestation, molestation and masturbation. Name of the episode. But the first time I did beat off though, I'll never forget though. I was watching porn on my phone, which took forever. You had to let that bitch load up or whatever, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I was watching like a Final Destination movie. I'll never forget or whatever. But however it goes, I was edging because the first time it happened, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is that? Like, that shit caught me off guard. I thought I did something wrong. I'm that big.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck? And then I stopped, and then I did it again. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. And then I was like, all right, I'm not hurting myself. Let me see what's going on or whatever. Because the first couple times I had sex, I didn't nut or whatever. So I was like, what the fuck going on? And then when I finally did, it's like, okay.
Yeah. Is that, yeah, that's still losing your virginity if you ain't nut.
Yeah. It was just that. Even when I was like having, you know how like in movies they make it seem like that shit gonna be 30 seconds. Yeah. I fucked for a long time as a kid, so it's like you know, and it's their first time. It's they girls like you know you really. I don't know. I wasn't raised like this, I guess, but I guess from like watching Love and Basketball, like I knew like you're supposed to just check on them and shit during it. And if they want to stop, we'll just stop. Like
I guess technically that's how the first time with me, cause that's how when I went back to redeem myself. She wanted to use a condom, and I was trying to finesse around it, cause I'm like, bitch, I don't want that bit to happen again. And put the condom on, you go limp, cause that's what was happening the first time. Yeah. Cause I'm nervous, so I'm like,
nigga gotta come with that bitch already on.
So I'm like, fuck that condom, baby. So I ain't gonna lie, like she let me like put a tip. I was like, let me just put the tip in, start stroking a little bit, and then she was like, no, like I don't want to do this without a condom. So I guess technically that's my first time, cause I did get like a few strokes in.
Oh, but then the condom.
Yeah, and then we stopped cause she didn't want to use the condom. I mean, she wanted to use a condom. Oh, okay. So yeah, but yeah, now that sex shit. Now that I'm older, it's like I tell the kids just wait. Like you got a lot of time, just wait. Yeah. And then it's like, cause once you start fucking, you gonna want to keep fucking.
Yeah, it's like tattoos.
Yeah, so it's like just wait till you know what I'm saying. When I have a daughter, because I want a daughter, like I'm I'm not gonna be like real strict on her. I'm gonna just talk to her a lot and tell her like, these niggas ain't worth it. Like, just wait.
She gonna still like think about it, but it's like, like it's definitely like just wait for my son and for my for daughters and shit. Like, it's just better if you wait or whatever. And it can go. It's not like it give you any more value or whatever, but it's just like it's just better. So you making sound decisions. Like the girls who's fucking like early. Everybody had that stigma like, oh, when a girl first start hunching, or she gonna be attached to this person or whatever like that. And it's like I saw the difference with girls who was having sex when we was in high school, as opposed to girls that waited till we got after it, and they didn't have that experience or whatever because they had more of a sound mind. And for a girl, it's just like way stigmatized for you to be having sex. Like a girl can fuck 3 niggas in high school in 4 years, and people gonna act like she just a hoe. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's gonna shape up somebody's whole identity.
But I feel like the niggas I knew, like when I was young, like me and my dogs, like that shit was like I was under a lot of peer pressure because that's how niggas built their egos up. So it's like, I fucked this one, I fucked that one. Like everything was about hoes, who fucked, and all this shit. And I was just like,
you could tell the niggas who ain't have dads, like, because I tell people all the time, like, as a boy growing up, values and shit wasn't, and if you ain't had no men around, because men's supposed to teach men how to be men, and if there's no men around, and you just getting like stuff about men from barbershops or shit like that, you grow up thinking like however many women you can get, or the amount of women you can get, the type of women that you can get, how many women you can fuck, that's what makes you a man. And then you kind of got to grow out of that way of thinking or whatever.
So even when I did start fucking, even though I started fucking later than everybody else, my homeboys ain't really know I was fucking, and they didn't think I was fucking until like they finally put it, and they like, oh shit, you fucking, cause like I never been no kiss and tell ass nigga, because it's like the niggas I grew up around, like my dad, Uncle Shorty and shit, like they get bitches, so they don't really have to talk about it. Like they not like, I fucked this one, I fucked it. It's like you just kind of know my brother, you know what I'm saying? Ain't never been no like competition shit. So I'm even still like that to this day. Now, of course, if it's my dog, like me and you, we know we talking to a bitch, you know, oh, you crack, oh, okay, cool, whatever. But like, it's still grown ass niggas to this day that be like, boy, I fucked this one, look at her, I fucked her. They be like, all right, bro, relax. Like we all fucking, bro.
Yeah, calm down type shit. Yeah. So I had something I wanted to ask y'all or whatever. I want to talk about cheating a little bit.
Where did that come from?
I've been meaning to ask this on the podcast or whatever. One of my cousins actually went through this, and he had told me, he was like, y'all should talk about this on the podcast because this shit interesting because I don't know how to feel or whatever. So
we don't talk about that enough because a lot of niggas get cheated on.
Yeah, but I want to ask y'all this because I don't really want to talk. I want to ask y'all this. It's hella specific. So my homeboy or whatever, I mean my cousin, he was dating this girl or whatever, and she cheated on him basically. Technically. Here's the kicker though. She cheated on him with a woman. And he's like, I don't really know how to feel, bro. He was like, because
what kind of woman?
It was like they both it was a girl.
Girls. Okay.
Like it was like both girly girls or whatever. And she was like, it's somebody that the girl used to deal with. She seen her at the club. They long distance or whatever. So she's like, she seen her at the club. They was whatever, and they ended up going back home or whatever, and they did whatever. The girl was like sexually frustrated or whatever, and whatever. She told him, like she told him, but he's like, he doesn't know how to feel because at the end of the day, like, that's still cheating. But because it's a girl, you know what I'm saying, I don't look at it the same way, but I really don't know how to feel. Like, I don't know if I should apply this, like, is that a red flag? Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, shit's lit, but still.
I always feel like, I've always said when I've seen those situations, like, that's probably like the only form of cheating I could come back from. Like, oh, you got drunk on a girl's trip and one of your homegirls ate your pussy. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you was doing the eating, we gotta have some conversations. Cause that means you really gay. Like,
they probably both was eating.
I feel like he has to put his foot down and let her know it's not okay unless he there. Like, because I actually just watched a Tubi movie like this, and the husband and the wife got seduced by this crazy girl, and they did it. They was like kind of like a tight end couple, and she loosened them up. They had a threesome. Then the girl went back and started fucking the lady behind his back, and he found out, and he felt played. But I was like watching it, and I'm like, me and my girl was watching it. I'm like, I wouldn't leave because of that, but I would like be like, all right, what you want? Like, do you like girls? But that was the thing. The wife really liked women.
Yeah. What you think, Al?
Damn, I would. I might leave. I might stay for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then look for like one of the first things, and then I'll just head out.
Yeah.
That's still disrespectful, even though it's like a chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause you remember the Drew Hill video, sleeping in my bed?
Sleeping.
And he thought she was fucking he thought she was getting fucked by a dude. And then Cisco came in and seen her with a woman.
Yeah.
And Cisco ran out. Everybody used to be like, nigga, I would have jumped in the bed too.
Yeah.
I was like, nah,
Yeah,
bro.
that's not how that works. And that's not how that works.
You seen Papoose just said Remy was cheating on him with a woman too.
Yeah.
So it was
But
like,
Kevin Gates said Drika was cheating on him with a woman too, right?
Yeah.
that was a trainer, but that bitch looked like a nigga now. That's why I said what type of woman.
But yeah, that chick Drika was fucking look like Kevin Gates.
Yeah, now you fucking a stud. No, we got some issues.
Yeah.
But the Papoose shit was disrespectful because she was sneaking in the house doing it. Like, damn, bitch, let me know. I might come up there.
And speaking of that, we didn't talk about that. Like, I evaluated that whole situation. Like, Remy Ma's a super narcissist. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm on Papoose side. And then it's like, you want to keep talking about, oh, he broke, he ain't had no money. Like, that nigga held you down for 5 years. Bitch, come home and work like a slave to put that nigga up.
And Papoose definitely, ain't he involved with like TuneCore or something?
Yeah,
Like,
he's like the vice president or some
he
shit.
got some bread. Like,
Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know his game because Clarissa Shields is definitely hit to me, but I just seen what she was doing that weigh-in, and she did that shit in her bra and panties.
bro,
That
my
ass
brother sent me that shit. It was like a highlight attached at the end, and I was like, yeah, no, that whole raw, and I was like, but I was like, after my fight, and I was like, but shit's is alright too. He was like, oh shit, that's what I was talking about. It took 5 times for me to see
the
the
body
highlights.
is crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
She's an athlete.
It's just she can't dress. She a little corny, but like,
and she also the same age as both of his daughters.
yeah.
It's kind of weird. But
And she setting herself up for failure. Like, she just posted a picture with them talking about
Black men don't cheat.
My man don't cheat. Like, you gotta be careful. That tongue is powerful.
I mean, a nigga married. He's technically cheating.
Yeah. They
But
separated.
Remy Ma feels super hit because Remy Ma's one of the people who, like, she got like that God complex, and then Papoose used to worship the ground she walked on, so it made it even worse. So the fact that
He said she been cheating though.
yeah, like
She gives coke vibes right now.
Remy Ma bag not even coming in like that.
Yeah,
So
and she
it's
invested into that battle league that's not really working out. So
yeah, and that nigga,
yeah. But
he looked like a knockoff Papoose.
yeah, with bad teeth.
But let's get
But
back to
just
it. If it's a girly girl, I do need to evaluate the situation. I need to talk to you. I need to make sure you're not really in love with this girl. I need to make sure whatever, and I need to like set in stone. I actually dealt with this situation, the girl I was dealing with, and that's why I didn't take her serious too, because somebody she hung with that she was really close with, she told me sometimes they would dibble and dabble. And with her last boyfriend, it had happened one night, and then she told him, and he was mad as fuck, and he didn't want her hanging with her no more. So she still
Motherfucking Ghost Rider out that
I
bitch.
know, I'm in that bitch. What the fuck?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So yeah, that shit. What is that? A chainsaw? What if a nigga did just bust in his bitch? What's y'all first move? Nigga, because of chainsaw? I don't want to go to war with a nigga with a chainsaw or a machete. Like,
that nigga getting shot.
I'd rather go at war with a nigga with a machete than a chainsaw. Cause a machete, like you can if you get close enough on him, he probably get you one time, but you get close enough on him, he can't really do. It's so long, Paul.
like they was dumb as fuck on Chainsaw Massacre, falling and shit.
So you run with if a normal person, if you run with a chainsaw, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Leatherface.
Yeah, he's that bit.
He's just,
I'm like, this shit don't go dead. It don't run out of gas.
he just a regular person gonna be like, bro, I get fucked up by the chainsaw.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be careful when I'm running after you.
Yeah, like you fall, like that shit rip off your arm. But no, you were saying that the nigga got mad as fuck.
Yeah, he got mad and was telling her he didn't want her around her. So mind you, when I'm talking to her, this is a girl she hangs out with like every day. So I'm like, I can't. And I could tell it's one of them friends that's like, okay, she probably secretly want to be with you, but she don't got no nigga, and she give off a little like, not stud, but like, you know, gay girl vibes, and she probably not gonna like no nigga you with.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you know, Bobby Brown went through that with Whitney.
Yeah.
Oh, with,
Whitney best friend.
Robin.
Yeah.
Robin, Whitney, that was really Whitney like soulmate. She just couldn't be with Robin because of the backlash.
Yeah.
Well, her dad was religious.
Yeah.
And Whitney come from
And her mama too,
from the church.
But everybody know, like, even on the Bobby movie, like they was locking him out the room and shit, making him do food runs and coke runs, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah. No, like I think that shit would bother me because for one, I don't like anybody who get drunk and then do shit they shouldn't do. Or, like don't tell me that you did it because you was drunk.
Because you could do that with a nigga too.
Yeah, that just I just like it made me feel icky. Like right now, my stomach hurt kind of even thinking about that shit. But it does make me feel like icky or whatever. I think just because it's a woman, that shouldn't mean the behavior is whatever. Because no matter what, if you did it because you was drunk, I'm gonna feel the same way. And if you did it in sound mind and you just felt like, oh, it's a girl, he not gonna trip or whatever. Like it's like you should consider me more than that. And if you felt like I wouldn't trip, then you shouldn't have did it without like saying something to me first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just wouldn't know how I could trust this person. I got to see what was your reason in doing this and why you thought this was okay if we supposed to be in a committed relationship. You know what I'm saying?
And like you just said, you hit on something. Somebody who get drunk and do shit like that, they'll do whatever. There's another guy I used to fuck with, whatever. And pretty much what happened was her and her nigga took a break. This is a nigga she been on and off with forever. And it's actually, he caught her talking to me or whatever. I'll go more in depth behind the cameras. But I think I told you about this, so you might know who I'm talking about when I say it. But she, when they went on a break for like a month or two, she got cool with this girl who was doing OnlyFans and shit. Wound up experimenting, finding out, okay, yeah, like I fuck with girls and stuff. Then one day you over there, and the girl and her nigga, you drunk. She like, let my nigga, whatever. At first you hesitant, but then you do it. So not only was you fucking with the girl, but you got cracked by a nigga too. And then when you got back with your nigga, he's just oblivious. Like, so it just be them type of situations. Like, how freaked out are you?
Yeah, that's why for me, I don't entertain breaks or whatever because the commitment level is not going to be there. Especially like, I don't know how that operates where you be like, okay, we're going to take a break for a month or two, but are we still committed to each other? Are we like, what's the, as somebody who's taking breaks, like what be the conversation there?
So in my times of taking breaks, I've never like sat down and just be like, we need to take a break and figure things out and then come back. That's like a real mature way. My times of taking breaks, it's like we're supposed to be breaking up and then we just spin the block. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what I thought. Because normally when I think of breaks, I think of like toxic relationships.
Right.
Or like
so
when
it's
you breaking
like,
up and going back.
fuck you, I block you and don't talk to you for a month and we don't know where or vice versa, a bitch block. Like, that's what I think about taking breaks. I'm not really with, like what you say, I'm not finna sit down and be like, yeah, let's just take a break and see whatever. No, I'm not mature enough for that.
Yeah, because like I feel like when you take a break, I don't feel like there's a way. When you take a break, you're breaking up, or whatever. Like you said, like we break up, and then when you're broken up, I feel like and you get back together, all you can think about is what happened during this break.
Yeah, and that's why I don't do them no more. Like, because that shit would drive me crazy. You know what I'm saying? Especially because like in my last relationship, one time we took a break because I broke up with her and ain't talked to her for a month, whatever. So she wanted like redemption on me. So she waited like 2 months, pulled the same shit on me, went the same exact amount of days, keeping me blocked, all that shit. And she knew I had like went on a date and talked to this girl or whatever and shit like that. But I told her like we ain't fucking nothing. But so she did the same shit to me and she entertained the nigga and went on a date and shit like that. So when we got back together, bitch, I'm like, did you fuck him? Did you fuck him? Did you fuck him? Did you fuck him? No. But I'm like, bitch, you a liar. That's when I told that story about the STD shit. Yeah, no, because I ain't going. Bitch, you ain't finna have me out here looking stupid.
Facts.
We get back together, this whole trying to post me. I'm, bitch,
Yeah.
Get that fucking camera out of my face.
Yeah.
You talking to other
real
niggas?
shit, cause like, and that's another thing, cause it's like the perception and shit. So it's like, and perception does matter when you're in a relationship. I don't like that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why the whole like going out all the fucking time and all this other shit. Like, cause I was just talking to my homegirl about this or whatever. My homegirl just had a birthday or whatever. They had a little birthday trip, and one of the homegirls do not they think niggas don't respect relationships, but homegirls really don't respect relationships or respect like certain shit. So like if my girl don't post herself twerking and shit on the camera and shit, why are you posting my girl on your story like with the phone all in her coochie and shit? Like what you want? At least
put
like,
it in their close friends.
Yeah, like what we doing or whatever. Like and I seen my homegirl, like her homegirl posted her sister on her story like shaking ass, and I've never seen this girl like even she not even one of them girls who turn around in her pictures. So like she take classes, so it's like shit like that be bothering me or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I love about my old lady, because it's like me, you know, I'm cool. I was cool with one of her closest homegirls before me and her got together. That's kind of how I met her, through the homegirl. So when they go out of town, I'm in the homegirl close friends.
Yeah.
So I see everything, but I don't be worried about that, because my girl is like, she not finna be in the club twerking. Like she's very, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, she like to have fun, but that's what I love about her. Like I know I wiped the right one, because she not finna be on couches twerking. She not finna be in the club twerking. She might do a little 1-2, but she not that girl that's finna shake ass and stuff like that. Which there's nothing wrong with that. But I prefer a woman who, when she go out, if they know that's my girl, they can't say like, yeah, low-key V girl was, you know, because
it's just about
I've dated women
shit.
too who go out and be on top of. That's why I knew I needed to leave a relationship before. This was like one of my early relationships, because the bitch was like, yeah, she talking about she wanted to go to the bar. So I'm like, you just said you didn't really have no money like that. So she like, nigga, like, I don't pay for drinks. I'm in that bitch. We're in a relationship. Like, what? And she like, if a nigga want to buy me a drink, like I'm not entertaining him. Like I don't think that's a big deal. Even me at a young age knew like, yeah, you're not the one.
Yeah. My whole thing now is I don't like even when we get.
Is that insecure?
Nah.
But niggas gonna buy your girl a drink or whatever. Like, niggas gonna buy your girl a drink though.
But my girl now.
But going out depending on the drinks being bought,
Yeah.
it just shows the type of mindset, and like not trying to act like you don't understand why I would feel some type of way about that is crazy.
My old lady now, she wouldn't take it, because number one, she's scary, so she'll be like,
Where does drink come from?
yeah, she'll be like, like, bruh, she is so timid, bruh. I'm on 10 on the way here. So mind you, I just left from my sister's house, so my car was in the garage. She had me blocked in, so I drove my sister's truck up here. So I'm riding. I see my old lady on the highway. So I slow down and I roll the window down. I start beeping the horn. This girl is like scared as fuck. She keeps switching lanes, because she don't know it's me. She won't look over. She looking for her phone and shit. So I know she about to call me. So I'm beeping. She finally look over. She was like, I called her. I was like, bro, you so scary, bro.
Pretty as fuck.
I said, I thought you totes that on. She's like, it's in my purse. I said, that scary ass, he just in her lap. I'm like, he not even a guard dog or nothing.
That's funny as fuck. Yeah, like I never been a type like because I'm not the type of person that really go out for real. That's not really my bag or whatever. And I don't mind my girl going out. I never cared. Like, go out, because I know you're going to get drunk with your friends, have fun, get some pussy, it's going to be fine. We're going to go to sleep, shit straight, or whatever. But
represent me.
As I've gotten older, I've come across, like, in the dating stage, like, women who go out all the time, or whatever, or go out a lot. And I don't like that, or whatever. Like, if you feel like, because you ain't went out in 3 weeks, like, you ain't been outside, like, that's a problem for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, bro, like, relax or whatever.
And my girl version of going out is going to brunch for mimosas.
Regular shit, bro.
And she do classy shit, or going to wineries.
Yeah, like, not like going out, like, and going to the club till 3 a.m. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shut up.
Bruh, I've been with my girl over a year. She only been to the club one time. She went to, what's it called? Dak Shack. one time, and it was for her homegirl little birthday and shit. You know what I'm saying?
It just that's something light too.
Yeah,
that ain't nothing like. But it's like if you at the you going
and then she be FaceTiming me in the club like, hey, like
you at Elevation or whatever, like and like girls nowadays, like well, you got to be in the section, so you at Elevation, you don't got no section, so you and your homegirls end up in somebody else. Like I ain't really on. And I know that's club. That's just how the club go. But I'm just not into all that, bro. Like,
what turned me away from this type of woman was my first relationship, because it's like we was together as teens, and then we got back together a few years later as adults. And she was ex-military, so she was a big drinker and a big clubber, and her friends. And they the type, like, I'm gonna look on the story and see my bitch twerking. She might be on top of a car outside.
Oh, no,
like, it was, yeah. And then it got embarrassing for me, even once we broke up. Like, another nigga, like, I know, like, we talking and shit, we started working this job together, we went to school together. He like, yeah, my brother had said he seen them outside at the beach before and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They was turned up or whatever. He was like, you know, your girl, she wasn't going, but the niggas was around. Like,
yeah.
And then that was another thing we had gotten into before, because like one time she went back to her homegirl house, and them hoes is hoes. So like they had some niggas come over, and she told them no, but they wasn't listening. So then she got into it with them and left. But I had already caught on that some niggas was over there. Like, it was just too much, and I was just like, you know what? We just not
on the same
type of time. And I don't have time to train a woman, bro.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And that shit matters, bro. Like, when you just, for one, like you said, like, you going out, you doing whatever. And it's like doing shit, like, women got to understand that it's not always about, like, oh, I'm just with my homegirls having fun. But like you said, like, if y'all outside twerking on top of cars and there's a whole bunch of niggas around, like, that's you might like. That's what the strip club is. If we look down on strippers,
and
like,
that's why I was never public with that girl. You know what I'm saying? Any girl you see me go public with is because I know, like, I'm really big on, like, my image and shit. Yeah. Like, I don't really care what people say, but I'm not finna be popping out with no bitch who somebody could say something about or can embarrass me. That's why a lot of the women that I date, like, people don't know who they are. They're not, like, very popular and shit. Like, I'm very observant with a woman. I don't put nothing past a woman. Yeah. But, like, even in my relationship now, this is the most secure. Like, bro, I could go a whole day without talking to my girl, and I'm not going to feel like she doing that sneaky and shit. Yeah. Because anytime I call, like, I know what she doing. I know where she at. And that's not the type of lifestyle she wants.
Yeah, bro.
And outside of that, again, she's very, like, scary, so she don't go certain places.
Yeah, she ain't trying to do all that shit.
She don't do certain things.
Yeah.
Half the time, my girl with the white people.
Yeah. And lastly, when it comes to that situation, on the topic of going out and everything like that, it's the, like you said, a big drinker, like, getting too drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I done had to tell women before, like, a woman before, like, hey, bro, like, every time you go out, you ain't got to get shit-faced drunk, bro. Like, because now, like, that defeat the whole purpose. So, like, what I said I like about when my woman go out or whatever, like, you come home, you so drunk that we ain't even finna fuck. Like, because we finna argue because you so drunk that you gonna either have said some dumb shit or did some dumb shit. Where I'm like, and for me, you know what I'm saying, everybody know, you know what I'm saying, my brother passed away from basically a situation like drunk driving. So it's like, when you get shit-faced drunk and I know you gotta drive home and shit, I'm over here tripping. Because I don't, you know what I'm saying, like, that shit too close to home for me. Yeah. So it's like, if you know this about me, I'm gonna take it personal when that becomes an issue where you get, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I never seen it from that point.
Like that shit bothers me, you know what I'm saying? Then you get home and then you too drunk or whatever, you know I'm mad. So it's like, depending on how you going, whatever, like, I just don't like.
And everybody has those nights, but we just getting to that age where it's like social awareness, like, you really shouldn't be outside that drunk. Like,
for real. Every time you go out, it should not be like that.
Like, we damn near 30. Like, unless it's your birthday or some shit, like, you know me, like, I don't even really get drunk no more. Like, I think we've both come a long way. Yeah. Like, because we used to party. Yeah.
But it's like, I never seen you, like, shit-faced drunk. You never seen me, like, shit-faced drunk. You done seen me drunk as fuck. Yeah. But not, like, to where,
like, you not coherent.
Yeah, or, like, to the nigga causing, like, come on, bro.
Yeah, because number one, it's just, like, being out. As men, it's a little different because if something happened, we the protectors, or we got to handle ourselves. So it's like, that's why I used to hate. I have hung with some niggas who, like, do not know how to control their liquor, like falling on the floor in the club. Yeah. I used to have a homeboy, and we used to really go at it about that because I'm like, bro, you're a man. Mind you, I'm 18, 19 telling this nigga this because that shit is embarrassing too.
It's embarrassing.
It's a difference between being drunk and, you know, like, you know how you start speaking your patois and shit.
Yeah.
But nigga, if I gotta pick you up off the ground and shit,
yeah,
I'm like I'm not going out with you no more.
Yeah, like unless it's your birthday or something, it shouldn't be like that, bro. Like, and it's like.
Even then, we shouldn't be following.
Yeah, no. Like, unless it was like niggas' goals to get you this fucked up and niggas wanted to carry you out of this bitch.
Right.
Like, it's your last day as a bachelor or some shit.
Carry me, like,
but like, you sloppy drunk, like you put niggas in situations like. Yeah. But then as a woman, it's like you gotta be worried. It's just like too much going on. You calling me, I could tell you FaceTime me. I could tell you getting on everybody's nerves around you and shit. Yeah. Like it's like enough is enough, bro.
I want my me.
Yeah, bro.
Like, bitch,
enough be enough.
I'm glad we was talking about that relationship though. I wanted to. Did y'all watch that show Forever on Netflix?
No, I ain't watch it yet.
You gotta watch it. I know you gonna like it. Good as fuck. Like one of the best black series that I've seen in a minute because it was very realistic, and it pretty much was showing like how niggas get that origin villain story. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Everything I've seen about it show me that bitch is terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't say intentionally terrible. But number one, when she said it in the show, I was like, oh, okay. My girlfriend bust out laughing. As soon as she said she was a Scorpio, I said, oh, this makes sense. The motherfucker just like, a lot of the shit she was putting him through was because she wanted her life to revolve around a lie and everybody to go along with it. You know, Scorpios be lying and just want everybody to go along with the shit for no reason. And then number two, she was just super like manipulative and bossy without her knowing, and he was like a simp for this bitch. Mind you, this his like first experience, but it really brought back some like trigger wounds.
Yeah, some
like
trigger memories. Yeah,
and she was like playing with this nigga. Then there was another nigga involved. Like you gotta watch it, but be ready to punch a wall.
Yeah,
I mean that bitch. Come on, Justin. But I'm glad it got renewed for a season 2 because the way it ended very realistic, and the way it ended is like
I seen people saying that like she basically was like I want to go have my own experience at college type shit.
Yeah, and he finally snapped into reality, and he was too, and he started like fraternizing with like other bitches and stuff, and I know that his character development is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like some Issa and Lauren shit. For sure. Like the table's about to turn. He finna show this bitch.
Yeah,
unintentionally though, because he's a sweet kid, but. You know,
like I seen a video. I basically seen like a snippet of it. Like she's stalking this nigga through the subway, all type of shit. He don't even want to talk to her. So it's like if a bitch did all that to me, bro, and then told me like when we finna go to college that she want to have her own experiences, like why would you bother?
No, that's the thing. She would do that, and then like it's very realistic. Like it's a lot of blocking. Like I'm blocking you. Like I don't feel like I watched a show like that really shows how shit be in the toxic relationships. The moms was like involved. One of the moms, like his mom. I love his parents. Like his dad, cool as fuck. Like, and I love it shows like a kid who come from money. You know what I'm saying, and things like that. Versus her mom don't really have it. It's very realistic. Like, and it's not like no trauma. Like,
no trauma.
Ain't nobody getting shot by the police.
No sexual assault.
Yeah, like it's not sexual assault.
I know it was like a
sex tape. Yeah. I think you'll like it. I think it was a good show.
Speaking of like, before we go into what it is, what it ain't, the shit that you said about no trauma, like if y'all watch anything from like 2018 or I'll say 2017 to like 2020, 2-ish, like 2021 for sure, like. They ruined so many shows. It was so much like police trauma, bro. Like and shit, bro. Like, and I was watching this is a show that's on Apple TV, and it's supposed to be like loosely based on Kevin Durant life or whatever. What the fuck is this show called? Fuck, I can't remember the name of the show. I'll look it up. But basically, it was like a basketball show or whatever, and it has. Ice Cube's son as like the head coach or whatever.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's called Swagger.
Swagger. Swagger. Season 1 is cool, but you could tell that it started like they started probably recording like 2019, 2018. So like slowly but surely, like and when they started re-recording, they probably had to pause recording. And then when it was COVID, so they was like mask and shit. Yeah. And then they implemented that, and then it was like they implemented like some George Floyd type of shit. It's like, bro, they ruined so many shows being on this type of time, and I just hate like the era of like 2017, like the super woke, like respect everybody's like whatever, like it was just too much, bro.
Sometimes show like when the Shy had Keisha get kidnapped, and it turned into like a whole show about. I was like, what is this season about?
Yeah,
like,
no,
what's going on?
Yeah, and that's when I stopped watching the Chi. Well, I still watch that season, but like the first two seasons of the Chi was a totally different show from what the Chi turned into, and it kind of just like everything that was super leftist, bro, was just so obnoxious and like heavy-handed that it just got hard to watch a lot of shit. Like,
now when I see the previews, I'm like, oh, this shit has turned into something totally different. Because I stopped watching like probably 2 seasons.
Yeah, the kids
ago.
not on there. Some of the kids not on there no more.
Yeah, like I just seen Reg came back.
Yeah.
You know why Reg had originally left, right?
Yeah, I seen it.
Oh, also before we get into what it is, I want to hit back on yesterday when we was talking about FCAT because we had got thrown off whatever. So I had thought about it. I was like, so what happened was in 9th grade, because remember you don't take the FCAT, the reading FCAT to 10th grade because that determines whether you get your diploma or not. But the alternative is if you pass reading, ACT or SAT, then you could get it that way too.
Okay.
So in 9th grade when I first came in, they put me in intensive reading for the first 2 weeks. But I knew something wasn't right when like we started doing popcorn reading and shit.
Yeah, and in high school.
Yeah, I'm like something ain't right. Like these motherfuckers is they not really. Even my teacher was looking at me like this nigga smart. So like, not saying they dumb. But I'm just like, so the teacher is the one that actually like went and talked to the guidance counselor, and what happened was they put me in there by mistake because mind you, I got a 5 on the FCAT rights in 8th grade. So I'm like, something not right, and then that's when they was like, yeah, we made a big mistake, and then they put me in honors or whatever. But I was going to say with the FCAT, I think they call it a different test now, right? Ain't it
Yeah,
like
it's called something else, but they still take a standardized test.
Yeah. With the standardized test, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a really good test taker. But where I got humbled was I passed FCAT first try. I passed every subject on ACT, SAT first try except math. I suck at math. Like I'm horrible at math. Like I'm cool with the numbers. But as soon as you start putting letters and shit in there,
Yeah, algebra and all that shit.
butter my ass and call me a biscuit. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like
Nigga came out with a Reba term.
nigga, I took like ACT, SAT like 3 times trying to pass the math shit. Like I was like, God damn. But with the reading shit, you know what I'm saying? It was like I feel like when you couldn't pass FCAT and then the ACT, SAT is harder. So like your chances of passing reading on ACT, SAT, that's why a lot of motherfuckers got COCs. So I was just gonna say, do you think like that form of testing, like if a motherfucker going to school doing their grades and shit, they just couldn't pass the test, like do you think that's fair for them to?
No, because a lot of people are not test takers, and it's been proven that those tests are kind of like blanketed tests or whatever, and that don't really determine like how good you will be in certain areas or whatever.
Right.
So I felt because they're standardized or whatever. And then so it depends on the college is the perfect like dictator of how are you as far as like education, because you're only going to be tested on the shit that you talked about in class. You know what I'm saying? So, but like as far as we'll get on the FCAT shit, and it's like we didn't talk about this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not something we studied on because you can't get the actual test. They just give you sample shit. So no, I don't think that's a good indicator.
Because you said you took it like a few times, right?
Yeah, I had to take it. I think I passed the math first time because I'm good at math. I'm so good at math. I did all the required math classes in high school. I finished my shit in 10th grade year.
Damn.
I was taking math classes with seniors and shit.
Yeah.
But the reading I had to take it to the 12th. But we had a situation the year I graduated. It wasn't at my school. I'm not sure. I think it was Stanton or somebody. It was a girl. She was a valedictorian, and she had offers from like Harvard and Yale, all A's throughout all high school, bro. And she couldn't pass the FCAT, and they wouldn't let her get her diploma.
Which is stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
That's stupid as fuck.
That is crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, that's how like you got to be careful with like just being like prejudging or biased, because like even like the girl I was dating in high school, like I passed that shit first try. I'm like, we going to the 12th grade. I'm like, man, you still doing retakes? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But now looking back, everybody's not a good test taker, because like what he just said about math, Nigga, math used to kick my ass.
Yeah, if you got all A's and you the valedictorian, this test should not stop you from not taking it. Like, it should not stop you from getting your diploma, bro. That shit is insane. Like, I don't understand that. And a lot of people have test anxiety. Like, my brother got crazy test anxiety, bro. Like, even to this day, like, he a firefighter now. He got to take tests to get in and all this other shit or whatever. And like, this nigga kept failing like the tests, and I'm like, bro, this nigga, you study, you know all the shit, you smart as fuck. Like, bro, I had to tell him, like, hey, bro, get off that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but he gets anxiety when it comes to taking tests. Like,
the anxiety is real. I get test anxiety when it's time to go do my DOT physicals for trucking, because like if your pressure too high or something, like they could decline you, and then that fuck with your money. Right. And like I remember the first time it happened to me, and then I had to wait and shit. It had fucked with my money, so now I always get nervous, and that made my pressure go up. So now I'd be like in there trying to finesse the shit. So that testing anxiety is a bitch. And then with the FCAT, I want to thank Miss what the fuck was her name? Victoria Williams. I feel like because I had this class with her, like this critical thinking sociology class, and she really is the one who prepared us for that FCAT. But a lot of them motherfuckers wasn't in there listening. And basically, she taught this concept of what do you call it? Like basically narrowing it down between two. Like nigga, you know it's either one or the other. You know what I'm saying? But on top of that, I'm also a really good test taker. Like for instance, when I got my barber's license, you could either do restricted or full. Full is 100 questions, but you could do chemicals and shit like that. Like you could do everything women do and barbering. Whereas restricted is like 25 questions, but you could only use like razors and shit. So I wanted my full just in case I decided to, do anything. Yeah. So a lot of people, that cosmetology test is hard. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I failed that bit. Because I got in there and like with the full, you gotta know about like pH balances, alkaline, hair texture, hair porosity, shit like that. I'm in that bit like, I'm cooked. Mind you, I fucking graduated out of barbering school at 1,000 hours. You needed 1,400 when I was going. So when you graduate at 1,000 hours, you get one time to take the state board exam. And if you fail it, you got to go back and finish your 400 hours. And then you can retake it as many times as you want to. So I done graduated out, did a whole graduation at school, everything. I'm not trying to go back. Because the people who go back, like, they be like, damn, they failed. You know what I'm saying? So I had studied for like 2 months, and I went and took it. I remember over there at Bay Meadows, I remember they give you your results as soon as you're done at the front. So the nigga, like, he just looking, and he folded the shit and gave it to him, like, damn. Like, I know I feel. Like, why you folded it? I was scared as fuck to look. I got in the car. I opened that bit. I did good as fuck. I was in that bit. I remember that car.
Yippee!
Yeah, as soon as I turned on the car, I don't dance now. I make money moves. I'm like, hey, I had told my dad. My dad offended me because, like, I called and he was like, "You did?" Like, he didn't expect me to pass on the first shot.
That's like yesterday when y'all said y'all had fine shit here, and I was like, y'all had fine shit here?
I'm like, damn, you ain't believe in me, dude?
That's like, crazy.
Because, back in the day, they used to have to bring, like, a model and actually show they could cut hair and shit.
Yeah,
now,
my mom was in cosmetology school.
What they do it like on a mannequin or
no, on a real person.
Real person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In school we use mannequins. You be chopping them fucking mannequins up.
How the fuck you become like a D, or you just go to the school and be like, I want a free haircut, fuck my head up.
Yeah,
but that's what a lot of
you pay
people do.
discounts. Like it'd be like $5 haircuts and shit.
Oh, okay.
But like it done been times like the owner I went to a black school. There's an older guy named Mr. C, real smooth. Him and his wife owned it. He done had to like get people together.
Not the
like,
trans fucker,
you know
Mr. C. Different Mr. C.
Rest in peace, Mr. C.
Yeah, like, that's crazy. He threw me off. But he used to have to come out and like tell some people like, now you came to a school like, because people be mad when they get fucked up. But it's like, bro, you want to, and then some of them will try to finesse like, because a lot of barbers don't get their license immediately. Like they'll be cutting hair for years, and then because they trying to open a shop or something. So if somebody know that it's a good barber in there, they gonna come and keep requesting like, I need K3. Yeah. And it's like Mr. C be like, no, other people gotta learn too. So now he's gonna send you to me, and I ain't K3. So now you mad, and your shit ain't gonna look like but we used to help each other and shit. But like I told you I fucked the nigga mohawk up one day. I was the
Why you going to a school to get a mohawk, bro?
It was Mr. C nephew too. Mr. C was like, nah, you did good. I'm like,
yeah. Nigga gave him the Diddy mohawk.
It really was, because I kept fucking up, so I had to go lower and lower and lower. That shit was like balling. He acted like he liked it though.
Because that shit was probably free.
I was in that bit. When did that shit happen to me though?
No, that's insane. Bro.
And then the old ladies used to come. So we used to do, like in barber school, you don't cut as much hair as you think. Like we did roller sets, flat iron, all that shit, dyeing hair, like, because you got to do all that shit to get your hours because you need a certain amount of services. So at that point, you're trying to get the fuck up out of there. You be in there for about a year, so you're going to do whatever. Yeah. And nigga, I remember, okay, so it's these two sisters, these two older white ladies. Both of them, their name was Miss Kelly because their last name was Kelly. They lived in a nursing home up the street. So they used to both come and get their roots dyed every like few weeks. So the heavier set Miss Kelly, everybody loved her. She tipped, she was good. Her sister, I always heard like her sister was a fucking menace, like aggravating, shit like that. So one day, her sister came in at the break. I'm high as shit. We had to smoke on break. So she come in, they give her to me. Everybody like, have fun. So I'm usually good. That's why they gave her to me. So I get her in the chair and shit. I'm hot as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So when you doing relaxer, you have to use base, like Vaseline, in the parts. But when you doing a dye, you just put the base around this, but you don't put it in the parts because it won't take. And I'm so high, I totally forgot I'm doing a fucking color. And I put base in one of her parts. And I tell you, this lady started screaming like I was stabbing her or killing her. She was like, ah, no. Everybody ran over. I'm like, what the fuck wrong with this bitch? He was like, no, it's not gonna take. So finally the teacher, Miss Jackson, came over and she's like, Miss Kelly, why is you screaming? So she's like, okay, it's a simple mistake. Calm down, we'll wash it out and get you done. I'm like, I don't want to do her shit. Miss Jackson's like, I'm gonna help you. I'm like, I ain't never doing that whole shit again. Bruh, like, I'm like, damn, bitch, like, why are you screaming? Why are you yelling? What the fuck? Nah, that shit was crazy. But yeah, now with that FK shit, it was like, yeah, I feel bad for the youngins, but you know.
Yeah, but I got my son in charter school and shit. They don't.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I was at a charter school. Them charter schools be good.
Yeah, private school or something like, like where they don't got to do that type of shit. That'd be better.
Man, it was one nigga that went to school with us, dumbass nigga. He was playing football. He playing football for Nice. So, Nice don't got to take the FCAT. This dumbass nigga transferred from Nice to Wilson to play football. And he made him take the FCAT because he had to take it before. They were like, take the FCAT. Of course, he didn't pass it. Had a scholarship to I think Florida to play football. Couldn't even, had to wait a year.
Fuck.
So that's a finesse, huh? Like if your child in 12th grade and they not passing the FCAT, like by winter break, if you don't pass it, like I'm finna put you in charter school.
Yeah, I would say that, like, if or some sports shit for sure. Yeah. Like, especially like with sports, they go to the prep schools and shit where they don't. Them schools is to get you to the next level.
Yeah, bowls and all that.
But it's hard to get in them schools. Like, it ain't like you could just go.
Not for sports.
Right.
Like,
you got to be in the beginning.
In sports, like most of them niggas not super smart, but them niggas be having 4.0s and shit. Like they'll send them, give them a whole bunch of like elective classes or whatever.
Because after I got jumped and we took him we got kicked out of Twin Lakes. Turned that bitch up. We still trespassed. Nisha got him in charter school on Beach, and like they was asking them to send his grades over, and they wasn't. And they was like, honestly, we don't go by the same grading system anyway, so we just gonna start them fresh. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's dope. But them charter schools be good, and it's like they're more hands-on with your kids. It's less people. For sure, it's less
kids, less students and shit. Yeah. I'm really happy with the school that my son goes to or whatever. Like I would recommend it to anybody. You got a lot of access. It's not a lot of kids. It's uniforms. Like
remember last year, I'm in that bitch. Nah, I want my kid to go to public school. I want to stop my shit.
This year showed you this shit different.
These YNs different. I'm like, yeah. No, Nisha, they was in the store the other day, Rose on Bay Meadows. So there's some boys in there, whatever, so they dapped Zai up or whatever. So Nisha like, okay, look at my baby having friends. So then Nisha was like, Zai looked uncomfortable, so she was like, what's wrong with you? And he was like, oh, like, they cool. One of them is cool with one of the boys who jumped me. So she like, don't dap up nobody who cool with some niggas who jumped you, whatever. So she like, they go out of the store, because I putting the stuff in the trunk. She's putting the stuff in the car. She look up. The niggas, it's like 4 of them. Mind you, they his age. They standing across from the car just staring. So she like, why the fuck y'all following my son? Woo, woo, woo. And shit. So they like, nah. We know big bro. He be bumping. Because you know, he was fighting a lot of twin legs. That's why they jumped him, because they kept trying to fight him and he was winning. So they like, fuck it.
Yeah.
we got the tag team. You know, he big. Yeah. So she was like, y'all don't know my son. He was like, we do. He went to Twin Lakes. So they going back and forth and stuff. So she was like, well, y'all don't know him. He don't go to Twin Lakes no more, whatever. So she was like, one of the boys was like, it's cool. We gonna see him around. She was like, what that's supposed to be? Then she talking about when she made Zai get in the car. When she was getting in the car, one of them was like, call me if you get lonely. I said, oh, these kids different.
Yeah, we used to be on that shit back then too, though.
Yeah, I said, yeah, these are wild years.
Before we get in, I already said that like 3 times. But lastly, though,
no, we doing good on time.
Alabama, like when I moved to Alabama, that's when I learned like, okay, different states. It's a reason why like the literacy levels is different in different places. Because when you young, you're not thinking no better. You think everybody having the same experience as you, kind of. But when I went to, because one thing I didn't see was like niggas coming back at like 30 taking the FCAT and shit. I didn't really see that at my school.
That's crazy.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't see that.
I seen like 2021.
Yeah, like you don't, but like in Alabama, like first of all, to pass their standardized test, they shit was called the graduation exam. To pass their shit, you have to get a 50% on every test, like which is an F. So it's like, so like
niggas was getting lower than that.
Niggas like I passed. Because I had to come out there and I had to take everything because I moved out there my 11th grade year. So I had to come take everything. I passed everything. You know what I'm saying? Like and like niggas was looking at me like Taj Mari. Like, like nigga, you passed. Oh yeah, keep smart, bro. Like he's smart, bro. Like,
nigga, you need an F.
I'm like, y'all do know this shit like 50%. But like it's really that bad out there. And their school system is like kind of based off like Alabama is very segregated, but it's like legal segregation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so fucking weird because I would see I say this all the time, I would see white people, but they didn't go to school with us. My school had, you can count the number of white people on your hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like 4 white people and like 2 Mexicans. Like,
I seen like a poll of like the worst like school system and like most like poverty and shit. It was like either Alabama or Mississippi or some shit.
Yeah, like them type of places. But
and the worst like with health too, like everybody obese and shit.
Yeah, like then that be another thing. But yeah, no, that shit was real, bro. But I definitely seen motherfuckers like coming up that bitch like that I play basketball with like outside, and I know you grown as fuck. Like you older than my cousin who like 4 years older than me. So it's like
at that point, nigga, go to the black web and just get one printed out.
But y'all just doing that shit just to like work at the chicken farm.
Because let's be real, they don't really be verifying them fucking diplomas. They don't.
I got a question. Like when they ask you, "Oh, have you graduated with your high school diploma?" This, that, and the third. Is there like a system that has everybody's information letting it be known that they graduated?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you just got the transcript and whatnot. Everybody got the transcript.
Transcript.
I know like the transcript and shit, but it's like I done had jobs where they ask, "Have I?" Like did I go to school or whatever? Like did I graduate and everything like that? But they never asked for my.
Like when I did management, it's a website. It got everybody shit. You can put in social in, it got.
I know what you're talking about.
It got all their records.
Okay.
And it called like Core or some shit, or it has your job history too.
Damn, I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Damn, that's crazy.
But I feel like some job, like first of all, if a job hire you same day. That's gonna be some
that's
bullshit.
Vector.
That's
a marketing. You finna be knocking on doors and shit.
But every nigga thought they was on when they had an interview with Vector.
Yeah, but for sure. But the way that you can finesse like job history and shit is because these days a lot of these places do their background checks third party. So it's very rare that you're gonna come across a job that's like the people that you interviewing with is also running your background check. Yeah. So when you can have a resume that's not like all the way up to, that's not legit. Like you can lie on your resume, but when it comes to your background check and you enter in your information, you are supposed to enter your actual and real information, and then your background check won't come up like
a lot
negative.
of the time, the jobs, like for example, when I was working, like the background check, the third part, that should be taking like 5 days. Sometimes you need people, so you might have fuck that background check.
I'll be giving a fuck.
Hire. If you hire them, if it's fucked up, you just hire. We just fire them later.
Or even like I'd be putting the wrong numbers and shit because I done quit every job I had. Like,
for sure.
You know I got rejection issues. So like, if I feel like a motherfucker finna fire me, like I'm in that bit. You know that's what I did last year. I was like, but they finna get me up out of here.
That should be real though. Like you just enter your like. I never put no number down because like what number I got the people who I work for a number and I'm gonna just give y'all somebody else anyway. But
so I be seeing people online saying like. These foreclosed companies like Toys R Us and shit, like they be putting like they was a manager for that because they be like, who the fuck can they get in contact with? And I'd be like,
you just can't do it on your background check. It's like that shit is accounted for, so you can't.
Yeah, the website Amp is talking about, they can see anywhere you work.
Yeah, like they can't. So you can't do it on a background check. I actually lost the opportunity like that. Like. I did my background check with the same information that I had on my resume, and I worked at all these places, but I probably like elongated the time period or whatever. And then like when I went for my background check, my shit was not coming back, and they kept asking me, they rerunning it, and then it was like, eventually they was like, we can't verify this information or whatever, so we gonna have to move forward. And I was like sick. I'm like, what the fuck, like, and that like that ended up.
The place where I learned about that system was when I had worked doing these student loans, and you had to have government clearance, and they went through, them motherfuckers was like, oh, you didn't list Car Spa. I'm like, bitch, I just applied to Car Spa, got the job, and never showed up. So I'm like, how did that even come up? But I guess anything like linked to your social, you know what I'm saying? But then most of like the bullshit jobs, they don't be giving a fuck. I definitely be finessing. And you know the apartments is starting to catch on too, because like you used to could finesse the apartments, put people numbers as references, say this was your landlord, all that shit. You know, they got a new system now to verify your renting history.
Oh yeah, no, I had a
even the CPNs ain't going no more.
Yeah, no, I tried to get an apartment one time. I was trying to get an apartment one time, and like they was like my rental score was too low. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, my credit good enough to bank it in here. They was like, you needed a 500 rental score. And I'm like, my credit is like over a 500. Like, what the fuck? Like,
they done caught on to the CPN shit, cause shit, niggas done definitely did that, and now because they know about the CPNs, they be requiring like an actual physical copy of your social security card. So like, unless you got a plug on getting a fake social.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
Because a lot of time with them CPNs, what'll happen is it'll look like you don't have any credit. So basically what you say is like, oh, like my parents took care of me this whole time, because your credit be like perfect, but you don't have no credit. So you still gonna have to pay like a deposit and shit, but it's a finesse to get in if you got evictions or a felony, which I feel like it's stupid. Why the fuck do felonies matter if somebody's trying to move in somewhere?
Because if you the type of person that commit crimes and shit, you're probably not gonna be a good neighbor, and you're more likely to be doing shit that's gonna bring out the value of the
what
neighborhood.
happened to second chances, man? I feel like if you a damn pedophile,
it's usually like violent crimes though, or like no felonies, because like felonies are usually like higher level. Like misdemeanors don't matter, but felonies, yeah.
You ever use that website where you can look up the pedophiles in your area?
No, but I always use Core.
I used to have a white neighbor who used to do that. And she used to stop us by everybody's house who had a pedophile there. I was like,
okay.
But yeah,
let's get into what it is.
Let's get into what it is, what it ain't, man. First, what it is. Oh, I do want to say, before we get into what it is, what it ain't. If you haven't, well, I'm talking about if you haven't already. Well, this coming out Friday. If you haven't already, make sure y'all check out Amp and them 600 episode that was live streamed yesterday for, what was it, 8 hours? 8 hours. The link, it'll be there. Last 2 episodes on their YouTube. We also put the link on our story, whatever. Really great content. We had a really good time. I look a little like yesterday, but I ain't sweat y'all yesterday, so I just threw this back on.
I ain't sweat y'all.
But congratulate to them boys over at RAOP. We had a really good time. We appreciate y'all letting us pull up. And I really like being able to like finally like put like a physical face to everybody, like Banks and shit like that, because like I hear these names, I know what they look like from social media and stuff, but I'm like, okay, yeah, nah, it was really fun, man.
I was trying to figure out who Banks looked like or whatever, and then I was watching Well, it came up on YouTube. Joe Budden got the shit, the pod wife shit.
Oh, I know.
And one of his homeboys, I can't remember his name.
The light skin.
The light skin nigga with the white girlfriend. Nigga look just like an old Banks. I gotta show you that shit.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
I think his name is that Keno. I don't know. I gotta show you the picture though.
And speaking of that, they be wilding on them on the wives when the wives is on there. Yeah. You had seen when the one bitch was like, the money she had, like she wouldn't.
Yeah, that's his girlfriend.
Okay,
it's for his children and shit. For her children and shit. Yeah.
I understood what she was saying. Okay, and we got to talk about that too. We did a little bit, but I definitely like that they added Mark Lamont Hill. The content is getting better again because they was losing me at one point. First, what it is, what it ain't. We got Kevin Gates and Brittany Renner have divorced after being married for only 52 days. Is this what it is or what it ain't? That's shorter than Kim Kardashian marriage to the basketball player.
Oh yeah, that was what, 72 days?
I thought it was like a stipulation, like you have to stay married for like a certain amount of.
But if it's 52 days, they probably got to know.
Oh, no. She said she still has to wait 90 days before it can be finalized. Because in the 90 days, they got to make sure she's not pregnant. They got to make sure there's no room for reconciliation and things like that. But my thing is, they just popped out at like, cause she on Basketball Wives, which. I don't know. That don't make sense to me, but okay. He was just at her premiere for Basketball Wives. They did a stream together.
Talking about Drea?
Nah, Brittany Renner.
Brittany Renner. I mean, she got a baby daddy that's in the league.
Who? Oh, Brittany Renner?
PJ Washington.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But, like, so I'm just saying, when did they break up?
You talking about her and PJ?
No, her and
Kevin
Gates. Probably.
It had to be
recently.
Like a week or two, because they just was popping out together. But I knew that wasn't going to last because it's like, first of all, she was acting like his fucking slave.
She was acting like a Muslim wife.
A Muslim wife.
Not a slave.
Drika don't be on that.
Drika's a hoe, bro. She just
no. Drika is a refined hoe. Like she's
still like. I hate that like because people mistake like a bitch acting earthy for not being a hoe shit. You know what I'm saying? Being a hoe shit.
But she not a hoe no more. She out there on that farm.
Hey, you know what the funniest?
That's what they always do.
You know what's the funniest shit ever? And I just randomly see it on Twitter. You ever seen that video? It was like Kevin Gates and NBA YoungBoy in the studio.
Yeah.
And then it just cut to like a video of like it's Kevin Gates sucking Drika toes, but it looked like he's sucking
YoungBoy shit. Yeah, on his story.
It's like, bro, why you should have spaced it out.
Yeah, like why is the last shit? It's like Drika. It's like NBA YoungBoy in the studio. Your next shit is you sucking toes.
Thing is, he'll never stop fucking with Drika. Like even when they had interviewed Drika while he was taking Brittany Renner around.
She had on black and she was in the car.
I think so.
Yeah, that wasn't recent. That video was way older.
No. I'm talking about they had asked her and she was like, "Oh, I always love Kevin. Like we're good." Like
no, that I'm saying because I seen that shit. It was on Twitter. Yeah, that wasn't a recent.
Oh, that wasn't recent.
No, I went and watched it because I'm like, damn, she talked about this shit. So I went and watched it, and that shit was like a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah, people also like the Indians on social media. They getting smarter.
Yeah.
And like whenever it's something relevant going on, they just take some old shit because they know most people not gonna go look.
Okay.
But I was like interested, so I went and looked. I'm like, bro, y'all got me fucked up.
I really think she don't be caring though. Like, because let's be real, like Kevin Gates is one of them niggas like he portrayed it like know himself so well, but he just all over the place. Like,
yeah, I didn't think that was real.
What, him and Brittany Renner?
Yeah, I still don't. Like, I don't think.
Well, I feel like it was kind of like a savior thing because remember she tried to be newly into Islam, and she was saying she went broke because of it. And she couldn't really fend for herself or her child because she couldn't do the content she used to do.
I'm sick of women who get over $10,000 a month in child support saying they can't fend for themselves.
Yeah, I was
like that shit is aggravating, bro.
Because she trapped bro in the NBA. I remember that.
Yeah, it's debatable, but it appears to be so. Yeah.
Yeah. So my thing is with Kevin Gates. I know her and Kevin Gates had fucked around even before this because he mentioned her in that little freestyle he had posted.
And she always like they always had like a certain chemistry when she would interview him and shit. Right?
Yeah. But I'm trying to figure out what was the breaking point, because in a minute, like the hijab is about to come back off. Like it's gonna come off.
Yeah.
She's just trying to.
Anybody who just jumps all the way into the extreme of shit is probably not gonna last long. Like it's kind of like when you deal with a crazy bitch and then y'all break up or some shit, and then like now she's like a missionary. Like now she want to go feed kids in Africa and shit.
B. Simone getting backlash about doing the prayers in the booty shorts and the what's it is?
What you think about your queen, yeah?
Because mind you, I had to go and do research because, like you said, on social media, so she wasn't like preaching. Like it was a women's seminar, but she did start preaching there. So I don't think she was trying to dress like she was going to church, but the fit was crazy.
I just don't think nothing B. Simone do is like authentic.
Genuine,
yeah, it's like imagine if we had like a little. Imagine like we had like a little summit or something, or like say we had a men's summit. And then one of the niggas just get up like, and his people record and he just start preaching like, and that's not what we here for. I would be like, what are you doing, bro?
That's some shit I do.
I mean, the fit was ridiculous no matter the occasion.
Yeah, no, the fit was nuts. Business up top, hoe at bottom. Like, I don't know what's up with this, man. I don't like feeling like, I don't know, bro. I don't like our generation of people, bro.
You know, I didn't know that.
Like, real shit.
I didn't know Alexis Scott had did this too. Like,
tried to do the Christian route.
Yeah, my girl was telling me.
But she tried. They always try, bro. But it's like I was just watching one of the little not us TV or Zoo shits or whatever, and Alexis Scott was on there as like a guest, bro. Like,
but sometimes they be going through religious psychosis too, cause like. Nah, for real, cause like you know them demons and be telling them like, "Bitch, you gonna go to hell if you don't get it together," and then they just jump. I feel like I was telling my old lady, I'm like, I feel like it's authentic when like me, bro. I talk about God, I love God, I'm a Christian, I talk about Jesus and stuff, but God not through with me, bro. I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like you can be righteous and ratchet at the same time.
Y'all know who I do feel like is an agent of the Antichrist? Mike Todd.
Oh yeah, nah.
First of all,
I can't get into
that
him.
nigga is way too hippie. Like as a man,
I think he gay.
No, he's definitely a body boy.
Yeah.
Like
well, he used to be fat. That's why he hippie like.
Yeah,
that.
but it's like he like sassy fat though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Never trust a nigga with hips.
Yeah, like that nigga looks nuts. But no, like the shit he be doing, it just be like this is a mockery, bro.
And you know what's so funny? A girl I was dating who put me on, who she's a fake Christian, like she's a deviant in disguise. She wanted me to watch him, and I was just like, she like fake shit like that, like that new churchy shit.
I don't like when niggas do skits at church, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Nah, and like so when I finally went to go watch him, and this nigga like did the spit in the nigga eyes like Jesus did, I was like, oh nah. Pretty much, it's a passage in the Bible where Jesus cured a man of blindness by spitting his hand and rubbing it across the man's eyes. Mike Todd had one of his members come up there and redid it and literally spit in his hand and rubbed it across the nigga face. First of all,
nigga would've got his ass beat. Cause but that's the shit. Like, I just don't like when people turn. I don't like super social media. Like, my homegirl, she goes to this mega church in Houston, and because I'm already weary of mega churches in general. Yeah. But she goes to this mega church in Houston, and he has a really big following or whatever on social media. And I watched his sermon, and when he was like basically saying that, like, no, we don't condone sin here, any type of sin. So yes, there's confusion going on when it comes to people's sexuality, and I'm going to speak on it. I was taken aback because I'm like, oh, he's real. Like, this is a real life preacher, because like I don't like people who pinpoint homosexuality when it comes to church. I don't feel like that's righteous. But acknowledging that it's a sin, just like everything else, and that you're not going to condone it. You're going to accept a child of the Lord, but you're not going to condone sin in any aspect. I appreciate him saying that, because that lets me know that he's being real. If it's too far to the other side, like, oh, like you homos is going to hell. I don't like men no more. Like shit like that, that's too much. If you like on the other side, like, this is a gay church, like, then it's like, okay, what we doing?
Faking,
yeah, like what we doing? So
I'm the same way. Like I just seen an interview with Ty Young, the WNBA player, and she was saying how like she comes from a church background, and you know she's a lesbian, and her mom tells her like, you know, I don't support your sin, but I'm not gonna treat you any different. I love you, and I'm the same way too. Like my sister got a girlfriend right now. I love her girlfriend. She cool, and I love them. But if anybody asks me what's my stance on like same-sex couples, I'm gonna say I think it's a sin. But I'm also gonna tell you if you gluttony is a sin. I'm also gonna tell you greed is a sin. I'm also gonna tell you being a thief is a sin. So it's like I would never sit and just pinpoint against people in their sins. But if that's part of the sermon for the day, that's what church is. Talking about the sins and stuff, but I don't like when it becomes a bullying thing. But also, we're not gonna sit here and just be like, love is love. Like, if that's your religion, you gotta abide by the rules that come with it.
I remember I was dating a chick, and her sister was gay, and their parents are very. She comes from a very religious family, and like, the mom and her would butt heads because she was like, I'm not finna change how I feel about shit just because you my daughter. Like, I still accept you. Like, I remember the girl. She brought her girlfriend over for Thanksgiving, and she kept saying like it wasn't that, like, you know what I'm saying, like, or trying to make it seem like that. But her mom knows, and I remember I actually had a function at my people crib, and I was kind of mad at my girl at the time because they asked could they come to, and I know how your mom feel about this, and it's like she was like ask him. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, like, so I could be the one in front of them too. Right. So I could be the one like, nah, you fucking studs. You dyke bitches can't come to my house. Like, I'm not finna say that. But I was like, I mean, I guess so or whatever. And the girl and her mom and her sister and her mom were kind of getting into it because we wasn't in her mom's house. Like, she was being way more affectionate than she normally would. And her mom was like, you need to chill. Like, you don't know how these people feel about this shit. Like, you in somebody else's house or whatever, it's kids around or whatever. Right. And the girl got, like, kind of would always be like, oh, well, like, you don't do that to her. Like, you don't do that to them. And her mom is like, they live together. I don't condone that shit. And her mom literally would let us know she don't condone that shit. We shacking up or whatever. But it's a difference between, like, being in a relationship is not a sin. You're in a quote unquote, you're in a homosexual relationship. Yeah. So like that's the sin. So when you're in front of her, you're actively sinning, and you're asking her to support that, which she doesn't. Just like when I'm over here, I don't be hugging on her. I don't be kissing on her.
PDA too much in front of family is just,
and that's out of respect. But if I was, that wouldn't be a sin. Like if I kissed her before I left, your mama not gonna say nothing. But if you, that's actively. But if we're at our house or whatever, we shacking up and we're sinning at our shit.
I think these days it's too much of. It's like people don't want you to have a difference of opinion. So it's like if my religion doesn't agree with your lifestyle, now you're offended. Now I feel like you can be offended if I'm being, you know what I'm saying, homophobic towards you, or if I'm treating you differently, or if I'm treating you a type of way. But you can't force your beliefs into me, and I can't force my beliefs into you. And I think back in the day, it was just like you had that one uncle who had a roommate, and everybody knew what was going on, but nobody spoke about it. When his roommate came around, you treat him with respect, and that's that. Too many people want to shove their personal business down your throat, and that's not how it should be. You should just love each other and, you know what I'm saying, treat each other with respect, but not push. Just like the churchy people who try to push, like, that's a sin. Like, now you're making them run away from religion. Yeah, you know
that's what I say. I just don't like our generation of people. Like, I stand on that, bro. Like, I feel like the respect for the elders just has gone down. And I do kind of blame that generation that would technically be our parents and our, like, immediate uncles and shit. Not that I blame them, but it's the respect level that you have for the generation before them was a little different because of how they moved, and I feel like the generation above, like, it's a lot of gray areas there. But just in turn, like, people needs to respect elders, bro. Elders play a large part, and I feel like we kind of lost that. And people should be able to tell you about yourself, or tell you, or like say, just like somebody who, if you have these views, I have these views. Right. Like, we can meet in the middle. Like, you can't force me to agree to your side completely, but you don't want to see nothing.
But you know where that comes from, though. A lot of people lack accountability these days. For sure. So it's like a lot of people,
but want to hold people accountable.
Yeah. So they don't like being told about themselves, or they take it as you're being offensive. It's like, it's kind of like we done just got too soft. Because back in the day, like, I remember back in the day, motherfuckers didn't even really discuss politics like that. Nobody told, like, who they was voting for. Like, you was kind of considered a dick if you had, like, a Bush sign in your front yard. Like, that's a major indicator, like, okay, you want to let people know you like racist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know we look at the Trump flag like that, but back in the day, I just don't remember motherfuckers like, yeah, I'm voting for this one, I'm voting for that one. It was just like, go vote for who you vote for and whatever. Now, black people was like against Bush and against this, but like how it is now where people have turned things into their personality, that shit is weird as fuck. Like, Trump supporters, like, that's their whole personality. Like, the black dude on the plane, I voted for a felon. Yeah. And like getting it, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
No, it's just we just in weird times, bro. Like, and I just feel like, as somebody who loves history, I feel like America is on the decline. Like, shit not gonna end up like how it did like back in the day and shit though. But I do feel like America is just on the decline.
Because even people making sexuality their whole personality. Like, oh, I'm trans, like that's your whole personality. Or
people just people who co-op movements and then just make shit or whatever. But
yeah, it's weird. But let's get into the next one before we get canceled. All right, so back again with the DDG and Holly saga. So basically, we just gonna sum this shit up. Your boy shot back, and he basically released text messages showing while Holly was pregnant how abusive she was to him, verbally and physically. He showed proof that she had stabbed him before. She showed proof that she had stolen his gun and ran down the street, and did he go find her? He tried to go find her.
She was outside just sitting with that bitch, like.
And she was very suicidal, and basically just telling him, like, once she had the baby, even after she had the baby, if like he wouldn't come home or do something she wanted him to do, she was telling him she would like off herself and things like that. So he was basically presenting.
And before she was pregnant, she was doing it.
Yeah, so he presented all this evidence to the court to show that he feels like she's unfit because she's mentally unstable. Unfortunately, it did get denied by the judge. I think it's still in process, but he didn't get granted custody while she's in Italy. She still has custody of the kid, but it kind of opened up.
But he got his restraining order got granted.
Yeah, so it's kind of opened up like the floodgates of, because you know how women are. So now it's all these excuses about postpartum and things like that. And it's pretty much a gender war going on behind it, because it's like, protect all women. Yeah. But when men show proof of abuse, it's like, man up.
So I'm with you, girl. I seen bitches. This is not the right time to use the term bitches.
But I seen these abused assholes.
I've seen girls saying like, oh, Hallie, I'm crazier than that. Like, oh, Hallie, that ain't nothing. I'm crazy. And it's like if that's what y'all call crazy, then y'all don't want to see what I be saying to my niggas. It's like, y'all all that's all crazy. But I don't want to speak too much on this, because I don't want to speak to the postpartum shit, because I feel like a woman should be involved. I as somebody who has a child, I witnessed postpartum firsthand or whatever, and that's something nobody prepares you for on both sides, and it's something very, very hard to deal with. But at the end of the day,
it's not an excuse.
We can't. I'm not gonna talk too much on it, but I would just say this: if you're going through something mentally, that is not an excuse, or does not give you a clean slate to treat people any kind of way. And of course, of course, people are going to take that into account, but after so long, you're still affected by what's going on, even if it's not your fault, or you're not completely yourself. And most of the time, people who love you understand that in the moment. But the shit that you do and the shit that you say has lasting effects. If you have the resources to go get help, if you have all this other shit and you don't do that, or that shit still matters. So just like drug addiction is an illness, right? It's a sickness. But if a nigga come and steal out, if you trying to help them, you let them sleep in your crib, all this other shit, and they take your shit and they steal from your crib and they go sell your shit, after a while, you're not going to want to deal with them anymore. Or there's going to be a trust level that's removed there, and you're going to move accordingly. That's all I'm saying. So perfectly
said.
Yeah, so I agree. I don't want to speak on it without a woman.
And he provided proof that this behavior was before postpartum. So it's like this, and again, it might be some mental issues that she deals with outside of postpartum.
Yeah.
But again, that's not an excuse. I know people who are bipolar, schizophrenic, but they take their fucking meds and cope with life.
Yeah,
You know
and
what
it's
I'm saying?
people who have suffered from postpartum and they are not emotionally abusive to their partner. So it's like, and they suffer from depression or whatever, but they don't become emotionally abusive. They don't threaten to kill themselves in order to gain leverage in a relationship. Like, it's shit like that. Like,
and mind you, like, even when you put it in a group chat, I'm like, oh, this is young toxic love. I'm not promoting young toxicity, but I just feel like we've all been through it. It's not okay, but I've been in a relationship with a woman like that before. So my thing is, I do have respect for DDG because he was trying to protect the mother of his child, and he's been sitting on this information for over a year.
Yeah.
So as soon as the ball is no longer in her court, she tried to demonize him to the world, which can have a lasting effect on his career.
which is, it's not because people have, we moving closer to the time where it's not just like we just gonna run with whatever.
Yeah.
If this would have been 2018, DDG would have been canceled.
Exactly.
But the fact that we're in a different time now, we have seen, okay, we're getting more back to realistic. It's more like hear both
so
sides.
at this point, and then it's like people are making excuses like, oh, why would he release stuff she sent at such a vulnerable time? Well, at this time, if we're in court and we're fighting over custody of our child, it's
he
war.
has to.
Yeah, it's war because you took it there. And at the end of the day, let's be real. I hate seeing it because it's so many women out here that wish their baby dads would actually take some type of effort to be a father. Duke Dennis. And and to see DDG, he's a good dad, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying he perfect. I think he do a lot of corny things, but I haven't seen him do anything to me that displays that he would put the child in danger. So I feel like to see a woman go so hard to like keep her son, I kind of look at it as like, I gotta let it play out more. I don't know all the details, but it looks a little manipulative. I
have my opinions on and my thought process on, and it's the same thing that I said before, like when the text message kind of made me feel validated in my thought process on it. Because as soon as you start weaponizing a child, that's when
which a lot of women do.
That's when it's obvious that it's a personal thing and it's not really a whatchamacallit thing. Because if he never, y'all scuffled or whatever, he's never put the child, it's just certain things that's like, once you start trying to stop somebody from being able to see a child because of, or once a child is being used or manipulated in order to attack the third party, it's always something there.
And let's be real. Like I told you, like 6 months ago, after the abuse that she claimed, which I'm not saying that people, because a lot of people have Stockholm syndrome and things like that, so they can go back to their abusers. But she was sitting in the car listening to his new song and flexing the watch he got her. You know what I'm saying? Now things, you know, y'all not together and things like that. Y'all seeing different people, and you know, we seen his toxic side too. You know, he was popping up at the crib and stuff like that. So neither one of them are innocent. But it's like, now it's like, oh, I don't trust him around my child. It feels more like a control thing.
Yeah. And also, like, I don't want to, it's going to be my last point on this shit. Context provides a little bit of everything. So it's like, if you're always threatening to kill yourself, popping up probably might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Like when I don't hear from you. So I'll just say that.
And also too, from a man's point of view, if she was crazy like that, the whole relationship, I know why he started crashing out in the end. Because when you got a bitch who crazy like about you like that, you kind of think you got them in a chokehold and they ain't going nowhere. And then when she up and flip it and start fucking with other niggas, now you crashing out because you feel like you done lost your baby mama. I'm not saying it's accurate. It's all toxic, but I think that's where some of that was coming. You know what I'm saying? And niggas, you got to be careful with that because let's be real. It's proof that DDG was having his way. You know what I'm saying? And a woman only going to stay for so long. So I don't know. I hope they get it together for the baby, man. But I do want to pinpoint these two tweets in regards to it. So first was from @_McKinton_. He said, a lot of women just support all women, which is weird to me because as a man, I don't support all men. How can you never see when your gender is wrong? Like never in any capacity, not even a small percentage, LOL. And then @TerryGiant97 quoted him and said, men don't say support all men because we know some niggas are losers. Women pretend all women are angels, then whisper, accept her behind closed doors. And I think that was like perfect. Because women do be like silent haters behind closed doors, but I think that's when it gets delusional. When it's like, oh, I'm a feminist, I support all women. I would never say I support all men because I know a lot of these niggas are weird.
Yeah, but the people who feel like that just gonna turn around and say, well, we can support all women because we are weird like men.
Huh?
They gonna just turn around. They gonna turn up, like take that sentiment and flip it and just make it to about men.
But let's be real. Most of the women who like support all women, like they hate all men. It just I don't know.
It's misogynist and it's misandry.
Yeah, it's crazy because I don't support all niggas.
Yeah. I don't support extremes or anything.
Yeah. Last what it is, what it ain't. Elon and Donald Trump got beef, man. Who's seen this coming? So as you all know, like Elon has been like a big support system of Trump during this last election, and he's been like involved in a lot of I don't want to say policy making, but just a lot of influence on Trump. And a lot of people is just saying because he probably giving that money, you know what I'm saying? So I guess I don't know what the policy was. Do you know what the policy was?
It was some type of bill that went into place or whatever recently. But basically in the bill, the incentives or whatever for electric vehicles kind of got stifled a little bit or whatever, and Elon ain't fuck with that shit, so they went on a whole little tirade. And Elon is like the girl who was fucking you and was posting you and being public with you and throwing it in everybody's face, all your old hoes' face, and then when y'all break up, you dirty, you a deadbeat, you you don't take small. Yeah, your dick small, you don't take care of shit or whatever, like you jealous, you insecure, and everybody else be weird. That's the type of shit Elon was on that no longer benefit them or whatever. Them same type of bitches normally
I
go back to. I
ain't even know like niggas with autism be like crashing out like that.
But
I think the biggest one was the tweet. He said, "Time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason why they have not been made public."
Yeah. The Epstein's files is like the white version. I'm so tired
of hearing about them.
That's like the white version of like niggas hanging with Diddy. Like he just tried to Meek Mill him basically. Yeah, that's the white people version of that. Like,
yeah.
But yeah,
definitely. Like anybody who has been seen with Diddy in the last 20 years, you a freak.
Yeah. Like
I mean, we know Trump is on that list. Like it's
sure.
Nigga.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay.
A lot of people are on that list, and it's so funny that this shit like done came out because I've been watching a lot of Joe Rogan lately, and like, I think we do owe Stephen Hawking an apology, maybe.
That cracking.
Well, no, because wasn't somebody said they had experience with him personally, right? I think that I don't know for sure, so I don't want to say that.
I just remember people saying he was on the flight log, and he might have been on.
So
they said he was a freaky fraud.
What I didn't know though is, well, we always like, what was he doing there? So I think people started just making up shit in their head, making up stories and shit. I never seen no official reports or anybody say anything specifically about him as far as like experience with him.
It's him and Chris Tucker too.
Chris Tucker?
Yeah, Chris Tucker's on I think he's on the flight log. I think it's like pictures of him like on the plane.
Okay, so like. Epstein threw a lot of parties, hosted a lot of things. He was very big in the scientific community. Like he put a lot of thought leaders together. He would hold a lot of conferences and shit like that. That was kind of like.
But no, it's ignorance. It's just like when we see niggas with Diddy, like everything. Exactly. Just because you went to a Diddy party don't mean you was at the after party.
Yeah, and like. Freak offs, I don't know how they have gotten lumped in with like the Diddy parties, but it's kind of like how the Epstein shit has gone to where like if you was on Epstein Island for any reason, it's kind of whatever.
I hate how gullible people are. Like I seen this rumor going around that Diddy's mom was storing his semen and putting it in macaroni and making people eat it. I was like, this is not official court documents. Like, and people on Facebook just run with anything.
Oh yeah,
like,
that's why it's Facebook.
I was just like, Jesus, like, come on now. Come on.
But the whole Trump Elon thing, like, but it has been reports that's been coming out and can be backdated or whatever that Elon was in that bitch acting a fucking fool. Like, and you could tell by how his fucking kid was running around in that fucking, when he was, Trump was signing all them documents and he not really stopping him. Elon doesn't have a certain level of couth. One, because he's a South African apartheidist. Second is because he's a billionaire, bro. Like, he's like, what is he, the richest man in the world? one of the richest men in the world?
I think Jeff Bezos still got him beat.
Okay, so like,
well, no, what fucked Jeff Bezos was that divorce.
The divorce.
And his wife, you know, she be giving all that money away to charities.
Do what she do. Yeah, that's good. Do what you do.
No, because I would definitely get a charity, but all my money.
But she probably still getting alimony too. So she gonna be good regardless. But yeah, apparently, because Trump had already removed him from being around too much. But apparently, like Elon and another guy that's Secretary of Treasury, he had to duff Elon out. Because him and Elon was both like proposing ideas for a bill, and Trump went with the other guy, and then when they got into the hallway, him and Elon got into it, and Elon like shoulder checked him, so he duffed Elon the fuck out. And when Trump heard about it, he was like, "Okay, bro, this shit going too far." Like,
if Trump says it's going too far,
like you doing too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
And then mind you, Elon also like when it comes to it's just risky when a nigga got so many baby mamas and shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, yeah, you freaky too, so some sexual shit might come up. Like, you're a risk at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because how many baby mamas that nigga got? That nigga like up there with Nick Cannon.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's up there.
Okay. Let's get into shout out or rock out. But nah, that's crazy. We're gonna see how that play out. Honestly, I feel like this time Trump kind of like is over this presidency shit. I think he ready for it to be over. I think he's so? Like, why did I do this shit again?
You think so?
I just don't see the bravado and the cockiness I used to see.
I still see it. I think he's like, I think it should be even more scary that I'm not tuned in as I used to be or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it should be even more scary that he's chilling, because it could just mean he just putting shit into action, you know?
How do you feel about, so they're basically saying like him pardoning all these people, which people is mad because he pardoned Larry Hoover, but like he pardoned Larry Hoover on the federal level. He don't got nothing to do with the state, but Larry Hoover is getting moved to a state penitentiary instead of confinement, like 24-hour confinement where he was at. Yeah. So he'll be able to see his people and stuff.
I think that's actually like good for Larry Hoover. It's to his benefit. Like, that nigga was on 24-hour lockdown, couldn't have human interaction for 30 years, bro.
Yeah.
That's insane, bro. He probably not even a normal person no more. He probably schizophrenic like a motherfucker.
But people say like, oh, he's only doing that because we know he's about to try to pardon Derek Chauvin, who killed George Floyd. But I'm like,
I don't think he's gonna do that.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
But I think this is some internet shit. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do that.
But what I will say is like I don't want to go too hard about it, but when niggas be benefiting from like some of the shit Donald Trump do, I be like, damn, Skippy. Like before he left last time when he pardoned like Lil Wayne, Kodak. I'm like, shit. I ain't never seen nobody do that shit. Like, and I know it's not like, oh, I really love these guys. I know it's not for his own. It's for his own benefit, so that he can pardon other people in the midst of it. You know what I'm saying? Like his people. Yeah. But it's still like that shit raw to me. If we can get some form of the piece of the pie, why not?
Yeah, but
it's like if the nigga pardon you, you kind of like Kodak to this day is a Trump supporter, which I don't blame him. I don't give a fuck. I go against the whole Black America. If a nigga get me out of jail and I'm looking at all these,
if he like pardon like Assata Shakur or like some real shit or some real niggas, like then it's different. But like of course like with us, like you could just pardon like the bottom of the barrel type niggas in our community, and then we'd be like, for sure that. Like, you know
I think that's raw though.
For who?
For the black men, for the artists.
But look who he doing it to, bro. Like niggas who
Kodak is horrible.
I'm saying like, but the people that he's pardoned of our culture are people who have negative influences on our culture.
No, he pardoned the lady who Kim K was advocating for, who got that, and he pardoned the young girl who was sex trafficked and stuff. So some of the people, it's like...
Yeah, but nobody's talking about them, though.
I mean, during the time they were.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Kim K, because she was really advocating.
Yeah. And she probably the one who got that, which it don't matter. She probably one of the people who got it taken care of, or like got it put in front of him or whatever. But it's like, the people that he's choosing to pardon without influence is people like Kodak Black, people like Lil Wayne, NBA YoungBoy, like, you know what I'm saying?
But he partnered in a lot of white people too.
His
but,
homies. His homies.
Yeah. But I still think it's still dope. Like, I don't want to see nobody in jail. Well, no black men in jail for like no serious it's not like a serious offense.
That's like a, you know what I'm saying, like a legal system thing, but like, but I do feel like niggas should be in jail for when they commit crimes, like, you know what I'm saying, like, for sure. So it's like,
but I feel like the shit with like Wayne, what they was trying to get him for, it was like some bullshit with Kodak. I don't know. I don't even know. He got so many charges and shit. Like Kodak, we just got to keep him in the prayers. You think he would have pardoned Vaughn? So if he pardoned Dirt, I'll be like, okay, that's cool.
Nah, bro.
No, Dirt was just trying to get his lick back for his homie.
Not really. Them niggas started that shit. Kevon crashed out and died behind that shit.
Man, free Dirt, man.
Sometimes you gotta accept certain shit.
Free Dirt, but you moved hella stupid, so that's on you. Let's get into what it is, what it ain't. All right, so the subject is
what it is, what it ain't.
Oh shit. Look, let me wake up.
I want to say this though, because we talking about Trump. Shout out my boy Doe. My boy Doe, he from Bosnia or whatever. He Bosnian or whatever, and he's been detained by ICE.
Oh, I seen you posted that.
Yeah, he been detained by ICE or whatever. So right now, you know what I'm saying, we want Doe home. Doe been here since he was 4 years old. And I know Doe for a very long time, stand-up nigga or whatever. Like, one of my few white homeboys. But if you from Jacksonville, we don't look at Bosnians as white boys. They in our neighborhoods or whatever. They learn English from us type shit. But, yeah, man, shout out Doe. I hope you holding your head, man. Like I said, Doe is a very stand-up individual. He reliable, always been good vibes. Nigga, he a real nigga, bro. Real shit.
Like, how does that happen? Like, did he get pulled over or some shit?
I don't know exactly how he got detained, but I know Doe ain't in no streets. I know he ain't in no shit or whatever. And Doe went to Inglewood. Like, Doe, or did he go to Sandal? He went one of the school, but Doe went to school here all his life. Like, he's from here. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he's at risk of being deported.
Does it like really make a difference, like with those petitions and stuff?
I think it speaks to somebody's character.
Okay.
And then outside of just the petitions or whatever, because they wanted to get 1,000 signatures. I think the last time I looked, it was like 1,600. Okay. It's been a couple days. But outside of that, people can step in and provide, you know what I'm saying, like get him out of the detainment camp for one.
I was about to say they should have put up a GoFundMe too for an immigration lawyer.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times that helps too.
And I know people has been writing in as far as like have been writing in as far as like to the state representatives and all that type of stuff on his behalf or whatever. So,
cause see, that's like majority of the time, like this whole time we've been thinking about the Mexicans, but we ain't even been thinking about everybody who it could be. So So it used to be because people in Bosnia came here from like as refugees, so they used to be covered. You know what I'm saying? As far as like before. They didn't have to. They was covered as far as like they had political asylum here or whatever. So it was different.
Like back in the 90s though.
Yeah. So like
but that's fucked up because it's like if I came here and I brought my child or I birthed my child here, like I don't be understanding that. Like how can you just say no? Like,
so he came here as a refugee as a baby. So it's like before they was covered, and then now like stuff changes or people go after certain things. That's why like when like DACA for example, when Cubans and certain races stop being protected. When you come to America and then you grow up here, you were supposed to be protected and be able to live here. And now that's not the case or whatever.
I feel like it should. I feel like if you was brought here like under a certain age, or if you was born here and things like that, I feel like the only way that should happen is if like you commit a certain crime.
Yeah.
Then like,
because how the fuck you go to school
instead of like them sending you to jail, it's either jail or consider being sent back. But other than that, I feel like if you're an upstanding citizen, it shouldn't be like that.
Like, how the fuck you go to school here all your whole life, you know what I'm saying, and then you can send you back somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit just crazy, bro. How you allowed to go through
I seen some other people post it too, so I was like, oh, this must be a...
Yeah, how you allowed to pay tax? How you allowed to have a job, pay taxes, but a nigga can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When you posted it, I'm like, oh... I seen other people, then I seen you. I was like, oh, he must know him. I'm like, this nigga ain't no activist.
Yeah. But no, like,
hold on now.
That shit fucked me up seeing that shit.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
like this one of my mans, like this my homeboy, like you know what I'm saying, like.
And then they let you know it can happen to anybody. It can happen to the Haitians. It can that shit.
And I know Doe not into no fuck shit, bro. Doe is like a really good person, bro. Like,
and that shit gotta be frightening too, being in that camp.
Yeah, bro.
You don't
like,
know what's gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
I've been seeing like they be letting some of them keep their phone and they be recording like on the buses and shit.
Yeah, you don't know what condition is in, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just thinking about how good of a person this nigga is. Like, he the type of nigga that like he a family man, like not that he has a family, but like he one of the homeboys who gonna be at he gonna come to all the kids' birthday parties with gifts. Like he just a real good person, bro. Like so that's unfortunate that he going through that. You know what I'm saying? We joke and play up here all day, but at the end of the day, like we don't support people being snatched away from their families and snatched away from their way of living, bro. Like that shit not cool.
That's why I had told my girl like I'm gonna stop putting the water on my hair. I don't have time for them stopping me and shit. You know what I'm saying? Me black, Bobby. Me don't think me the kid.
Whatever, nigga. Taco, nigga.
Be that bit. All right, let's get into shout out and rock out. Okay, the subject is too rude. So it says, "What up, y'all boys? I'm gonna keep it short because I know y'all hate the long ones. My name Keyshawn from the O, and I be tuned in every week.
Long ones, pause."
So basically, I'm dating this new chick who I really fuck with, and the vibe is raw. Only thing I don't like is she's super rude to service workers. Like, she talks to service workers in a very condescending way and turns full-blown Karen anytime we go somewhere and the company enforces policy. My mom was a waitress growing up, so I hate how she treats service workers because I know how hard it is to do that type of work on such a little salary. How should I approach her about this? I'm not really shout out or confrontational, LOL. You gotta put her ass in check, bro. I hate that. I hate going, and it's, I don't want to, but it's always women.
Yeah.
It's always women.
Yeah.
I remember I went on a date with a girl at Ale House, and we ordered these shots, and she in that bed. Yeah, these weren't made right. And I'm like, so then she get into it, the waitress, and she's like, so then the manager come over, and she's like, I'm a bartender. She's snapping the shit. Low-key, she was right. Mm-hmm. But I'm just like, I'm the type, like, bro, it really got to be some shit for me to send something back.
Yeah. I used to not send anything back, and I used to love having a girl who would send my shit back. Like, I remember once I went to Carrabba's, and they gave me, like, my salmon was undercooked as fuck. Like, my shit was down there raw in the middle, and I'm like, I didn't want to say nothing because I knew we came in there late. That's another thing. I don't like coming to a restaurant, like, they close at 10 and we get there at 9:30.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's kind of inconsiderate. But it was one of them times. Like, we wanted to go somewhere else. We was like, fuck it, we gonna just stay right here, 9:30 or whatever. And my shit was raw. And I'm like, she was like, no, like, we're gonna say, I'm like, but they finna close and shit. No, we're finna pay for this food, so we're gonna make sure. And I start thinking about like that, like, yeah, like when I go to Starbucks, I send my shit back every time if it's not right.
So me and my old lady, we was in Orlando for Memorial Day, and that's what just passed, right? Or was it Labor Day? Oh yeah, Memorial Day. So this is my first time going to this restaurant. It's called damn, I can't even think of what the shit is called. But to me, it reminds me of I can't even think of what it reminds me of. I don't know what the name of the restaurant is, but it's not like super high end, but it's cool. So pretty much when we went in there, she had the dog in a damn
You a
stroller.
girlfriend?
Yeah.
I hate when people bring dogs in the restaurants, bro.
Yeah, so she had the dog in the stroller.
I ought to complain on y'all.
So we only go to restaurants with him when there's a patio, and we sit on the patio with him.
Okay.
And we keep him either in the dog bag or the stroller. You know, we're not gonna beat him.
Why the fuck he got a stroller? It's a dog, bro.
That's our son.
What's up with you?
That
Bro?
is
That
our
shit,
son.
I can't stand this shit. That's how I think about our generation. Like, dogs be too many fucking places, bro.
Yeah, no.
I see somebody with a big ass pit bull in fucking
That's
Walmart.
crazy.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Bro, I don't care if he wearing a vest.
I could understand Nash. That's a little dumb.
Yeah, Nash little as
Yeah.
fuck. But it's just like,
No,
he
I
catches
definitely
strays from
understand
everybody.
because
Pitbull crazy.
beforehand, I hated seeing people like in the store with their dogs on the leash. I'm like, that's not a service dog. Or like,
If you're not blind, I don't want you having no fucking dog in the store, bro.
But now, when you actually have a dog, especially a dog like Nash, like he's very clingy and shit. He got
leave that nigga at home.
He got separation anxiety. He be shaking and shit. And sometimes it'll be something like we didn't expect to do this, and he's with us all the time. Yeah. So it's like, you know, you could put him in a bag. Like, I have a doggy bag in my trunk for him. Yeah. But like, yeah, so sometimes you just gotta. I put that nigga in the bag of shit. So I be walking around like a hoe with a doggy bag on my arm. I be like, get down. But now that I have a dog, I understand.
Got that nigga on the vest.
I do feel like if you have a very big dog or a dog who is not fully trained, a dog who's gonna bark, a lot of times they don't know we have Nash. Yeah. So when we walked in that bitch, they thought it was a baby. So one of the services, they was like, oh, you can't have a dog. Like, we have a no dog policy. Like, my old lady really got mad. She was like, no. I looked it up online. It said it was dog friendly for the patio, whatever. And they was like, not for this location, because this was in Icon Park. And they was like, Icon Park is different. You're really not supposed to have dogs in Icon Park. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, well, might have to go somewhere else. I need a manager. I'm in that bed.
Don't be a Karen about your dog.
I'm in that bed. Oh, God. So finally, I'm like, okay, let me just take the lead. So I told him, I'm like, hey, bro, like, we drove a long way. It's a small dog. Like, he would stay in the carriage. Can we eat, whatever. So he was like, you know, we do have a no dog policy and whatever. And, like, she's like, yeah, we drove 2 hours. I'm like,
I don't give a fuck.
I'm like, he's like, where'd you guys drive from? I'm like, Jacksonville. Really, we had came from Ocala. Yeah. So it was like 1.5. So she's like, I'm just like, relax. So he's like, so I'm just looking at him like, please, bro. Because if you don't do this, I'm going to hear about this shit all night. And it's really her head. She's going to be like, you ain't even do nothing. Like, what the? I can't make them change their policy.
Because I'm going to be the one who be like, they said no.
Yeah,
like,
I was kind of like.
I'm not good when it comes to being a partner. Yeah. I'm not good in that area because it's like, bro, you don't get to fucking make the rules wherever you go. Bro.
Yeah, so my girl's really like, no, y'all need to make this exception. So finally, he was like, but I mean, if you keep him in there and none of the other guests can see that it's a dog, like he's seen is good, whatever, and y'all can sit to the back. So I'm like, thank you, cool. So I'm like, yeah.
Somebody that got had 10 years of management experience, he's soft. He can't do that.
Yeah, he was soft.
That's soft. I would have been like, go ahead and get about it.
he was trying to stand on business, but like he was definitely like, I could tell like, because I'm giving him a stare down, like, come on, bro. Then we sitting there, she ordered, she's like, can I get, so then the server was like, she said something like, because she seen the basket, so she thinking it's a baby. So, because we got him off to the side, so she and that bit, yeah, and something, I just know your baby's probably so pretty or something. That she came back and she was like, I hope I didn't, because we kind of just looked at each other. So she was like, I hope I didn't offend y'all or whatever. And I was like, no, it's because it's a dog in there. I was like, your manager just gave us an exception. She was like, oh, my bad. Then my girl ordered like a chicken fillet for him and get to cutting it up at the table and shit. I'm like, hey, get a cup for that. Like, we can't. Like, she wasn't gonna give him the plate,
bro. Not giving him the plate, but it's like now you feeding this nigga like off to the side and shit, bro. Like,
so
y'all
I'm like, let's feed him when we get out of here. She's like, no, just stick the bowl in there. Then she poured some water in another bowl. Like, Nash eat with us. Me and him fuck up a rotisserie chicken together. He really thinks he's a baby, bro. I never thought I'd see the day where I'm a black person who sleep with a dog in the bed. Yeah. This nigga be sleeping on my pillow, on my head.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it, right? Like, but
if you could take Shaheed places, you wouldn't?
No. I've had, like, no, bro. Like, I don't believe in that type of shit. Like, it's a dog, bro, at the end of the day. Like, I've had dogs. I've had dogs. And I had a Yorkie, bro, like, with a girl or whatever. And, like, but unfortunately, like, she was a terrible person. Like, low-key, like, she didn't really take the dog nowhere. So I would take him with me to Starbucks, get him a pup cup and all that shit. I would do shit like that. But it's like, it's not, when you in the public area, you got to be considerate of everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be somebody across the way that's allergic to dogs or whatever, but it's like, just certain places, like, it's just like, it's not that. And like, a lot of places do let dogs go there. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the patio area. Like, I remember I went on a date and it was like a farm type shit. Dogs were like, you can take them through or whatever. They can come and sit or whatever. But it's like,
and we are considerate like that. We look up the places. That's why I think she was like so combative, because she's like, online it says, but I'm like,
if they say like, if like, I'm thinking of the aspect of me being the person that's like, I would be embarrassed. Like, and then it's like, it's a certain level of, okay, now like, don't do too much.
That'd be my thing, because like, even with like my mom or my sister, like when you tell a woman like a policy, they're like my sister be like, no, I used to be a server for 10 years. And I'd be like, but you're not a server at this restaurant. Yeah. I'm like, bitch, who do you think you are? Yeah. Who do y'all think y'all are?
But nah, like this is shout out to Rock Out. Being weird to service workers and being rude to service workers is like a character thing. I don't think that was an aspect of being rude. I think that was
actually a red flag that somebody's probably not a good person.
Yeah, I think that's being defensive. But being rude and like negative to service workers, like I dated a girl. My pet peeve of hers was like whenever we in a drive-thru or whenever we ordering some food, like you like don't have you're not considerate of like time or anything like that. So we in a drive-thru. The drive-thru bit, we've been 30 minutes. You the type of person to wait till you at the drive-thru to like pull out your phone and want to go through what specials they got on the app or whatever, all this other shit.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Like I get anxiety in lines and shit. Like
like be considerate. Like it's other people here, or like if they tell you can't order at the window, you getting mad, but you could have like you get the same thing every time. Or you the type of person who always you picky, but you want to ask the server every time what the fuck they like. And then if they recommend something and you don't like it, you want it sent back, but you also don't want it on the bill. And if they don't take it off the bill, you got a whole fucking attitude. And you're like, bro, no. Like, I don't like people who are, that's an inconsiderate person.
First of all, I'm not sending a meal back because I don't like it per se. Like, there's a difference between this is undercooked or this isn't cooked right. But just because it's not seasoned to my my taste palette or whatever, like you can't do that. Like who do you think you are?
Yeah, shit is weird. But no, I would definitely say something to her about it and let it be known. But I'm pretty sure she's gonna be combative about it. So, but at the end of the day, somebody who doesn't have a regard for people who are technically serving them, like I don't like people who don't tip. You know what I'm saying? Black people do that a lot or whatever. And when somebody is serving you, that's a part of the shit you're supposed to tip.
Yeah.
Like if you go to a restaurant, if you go on a roof Chris, you're supposed to tip. If you're going to any restaurant where somebody is serving you, I'm not saying that takeout when they just hand you a drink and they flip the shit over to you like it's one more question.
Yeah, no. Subway.
But like if you're actually being served and they're dining and they're like waiting on you, you're supposed to tip them. That's a part of the service. Like so, anything that's you being serviced on, you're supposed to tip. So that's gonna come out in other ways. But her reaction to you checking her on this, especially if you could tell her that you have lived experience or people around you have lived experience and they rely on this shit, let her see what her reaction is, and that's gonna tell you how good of a person she is.
And lastly, I don't like when people be rude to people. Like if I'm at a table, I hate when I'm at a table and we ain't get our food yet and the motherfuckers start being rude. I'm like, hey, relax.
For shit, sure.
Cause I know some people who done worked in some restaurants.
For shit, sure.
They don't give a fuck. Like the movie shit is not just the movie shit. They will spit in your food.
Yeah.
Or they will drop your bun on the
ground or some shit, yeah.
All type of shit. And like I don't play about my food, so I'm not rude to people. Like it takes a lot for me to like really get in that mode and feel like I have to get somebody together, because even when I'm doing anything transactional or service worker, like I'm big on, because I was a cashier at Target when I was in college, and I feel like it doesn't matter the day you're having in those type of jobs, you always have to remain professional and be polite. So I don't like when I go up to a cash register and they making it seem like I have to speak first. Like you should greet me as soon as I walk up.
I don't like that either.
I've gotten to the point where I don't speak until they speak. But even if I feel like somebody's having an off day or they weren't the nicest, I'm not the type that's gonna complain or trying to get somebody's job taken or anything, because we've all had those days. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know if when you leave this hospital, I'm talking about when you leave here, you got to go to the hospital to see your people, or you got an eviction notice or anything like that. You shouldn't be coming to work taking that out on people. Like the one time when you go too far with it, like I got into it with this girl at the McDonald's drive-thru, because I'm like, all right, bitch.
Yeah, you doing too much.
You know what I'm saying? And guess what? It came out. And that's why I drove off, because God told me this bigger than you. This ain't, and me and her start going back and forth about some dumb shit. And I was snapping, and then I was like, you know what? She going through something. And literally, as I pulled off, that girl said, I just lost my mama and my daddy. I don't give a fuck. So that's not validation for how she was treating me. But that's what I'm saying. You don't know what somebody's going through. So it's like, and sometimes being nice to somebody, or I pull my mama. My mama always did this growing up. If somebody being rude, she'd be like, you okay today? You having a good day? Okay, what's your name? That'll scare a motherfucker. Because it's like, why you want to know my name?
It disarm people.
Yeah, so it's like, sometimes you got to be like that because sometimes service workers do how they, I don't know, like, especially if they're a manager or something, they think they could kind of...
It'd be a little power trip.
Yeah, and then you got to get their ass together. But other than that, don't be rude to service workers.
And I just want to say one thing. Very people might see this, but it might help somebody. I don't know about y'all, but I frequent kickbacks a lot. And
I ain't been in a minute.
Yeah, me neither.
And I've noticed that my bill be like higher than it should be.
Changing? It be changing?
Like, it be higher than it should be. Like, I'll calculate everything. You know, we men, so we know we finna pay. We calculate everything. Whatever. Like,
do they add gratuity?
And I check the menu, you know, and I check, like, you know, when you pay for something or you check a menu, it usually let you know, like, if they add gratuity for bigger. But you normally add gratuity for larger parties. You don't just do that for, like, when it's two people or if it's one person or whatever.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed is with kickbacks, and I don't know if they do this to white customers as well, but... Because now they bring the shit out on a little machine and you can just pay right there as opposed to we used to be the receipts. But like at first, I went out to eat one time and I paid or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that bill was higher than it's supposed to. You know, I tip all the time. Like I'm big on that because I had who was a server, people in my family who were servers. And I'm like, my bill shouldn't have been that high. So then the next, and I still tipped whatever. So I still tipped whatever. So the next time I went, I paid attention and I looked and I didn't peep it until after I had tipped again. I'm like, that shit still was higher. I'm trying to think, whatever. So I'm looking at shit, whatever. I pay or whatever. So what they do is they add a tip on there, and then it's another option to tip or whatever. I guess they bring the tip screen back up.
Some restaurants do that.
So they add a tip on there or whatever, and they select like 20%. I made sure I read it, and she had already selected like a 20% tip, and then it was another option for a tip. Or whatever, and I had tipped, and I was like, "Wait a minute!" And I realized after I had already put it through what I seen or whatever. So them niggas is like adding, and I don't know if they doing it to white people too, but they adding a gratuity on there. Mind you, my bill like $40, so like 20% ain't shit, but like $8,
right.
And then I'm tipping again, probably like another $10, $20, like $12 or whatever it may be.
Oh, you nice.
Or whatever, like it depends or whatever, because I'm gonna do 20%. You know what I'm saying? Minimal.
I feel like. For a $40 bill, like $8 to $10 is good.
No, for sure. But that's 20%. That's over 20% or whatever if you're doing 10. So that's what I would normally tip. So I'm tipping $10 thinking that, you know what I'm saying, like you didn't already add some shit on there. But really you getting $18 out of me. And I don't like shit like that because you being sneaky. Like I call in the pickup order and y'all try to do the same shit. And then and then y'all try to act like, and then I'm like, nah, why is it $20 when it's a $15 entree?
Like, why am I tipping you if I'm coming to pick it up?
And then, but they like, oh, it is higher than da 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 da. It's like, oh, did they charge you? It looked like they charged you for the sauce. Da da da. No, bitch, I know what the fuck y'all be doing.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it might be the waitresses being slick.
So I started
because you know there is a like a prejudice when young black people come in that we don't tip.
Exactly. So I peeped at it or whatever. So, and I go there. I like their wings and shit. So next time I go, I'm going to say something.
Which. The importance of tipping, it is really important too because like, do you tip your Uber drivers? Not every time. I tip if I have it now. If I just paid like if I just made
if they surge me, I'm not tipping you. But normally no, I'm not. I tip like DoorDashers and shit like that. But Uber drivers usually not because I'm getting taxed because I live off Moncrief, so I'm not tipping you.
Yeah,
because I'm already getting charged the fuck nigga fee.
Yeah. But it still go towards the company too.
Yeah.
Tip your Uber driver.
But I know that like.
Tip your Uber driver.
But I do know that like they rely on that shit, like DoorDash and shit like that. I tip because I know that my shit may be $20 and people look at it like, oh damn, like they getting $20 off me, but really they probably get like $5 for it. Right? But I don't order nothing far, so I don't be like whatever. But I will tip on that.
Okay,
Uber
so
drivers,
like when
I
you
don't
see
tip
the
though.
videos of like the Uber Eats and the DoorDash motherfuckers mad because somebody ain't tip, like you feel like that's valid.
I would tell them to get a different job. I'll close the door.
Yeah, because I feel like, don't get me wrong,
That's
I do feel
unprofessional.
like people should tip. But I do also feel like, who are you to tell somebody to tip? You don't know if a single mom just spent her last to get that food sent there, and you motherfucking like.
Yeah, no, it's not like you can't berate me about not tipping you.
Yeah, they be
like,
really mad.
Like you can't do that shit. Like if you do that, first of all, we in Florida. You do that shit at my crib, I might smoke you, but because I'm gonna feel threatened. But
you ain't see the video of the white lady when she was like, ignore the note in the bag.
Yeah,
I'm
put
sorry,
a note in the
I
bag.
didn't know because the girl had cash. Like, damn, but you ain't even wait to see if I was gonna hand.
I often say, and I don't think that's real because a lot of times, if you have ever did that shit before, you get tipped. You get tipped after sometimes too. A lot of times, because like I don't want to tip you. I don't believe in tipping ahead of time.
Me neither.
I'm not finna tip you ahead of time when I get here, and then
that's why I don't be understanding
wrong.
like how you mad because like they didn't tip beforehand. Because sometimes
my food be wrong.
Later.
You may not get you don't get my shit right or whatever. Like, and it's not your fault, but I'm not gonna tip for it just because you
I also feel like that about
shit.
service too. Like, again, I believe tipping is you should, but I don't feel like you should be mad if you don't get a tip.
Yeah, no. If you don't, if I was in here, and service does matter. So like, I always tip bare minimum 15. If you was bad, I might give you 10. If you was like disrespectful though, I'm gonna give you nothing. Like if you disrespecting me or anything like that, I'm gonna give you nothing.
Actually, I'm gonna give you a tip. I'm gonna just write it on the back of the receipt.
But if you
tip, working on your fucking ass.
Yeah, but if you like weren't a good server, or you didn't like really prioritize us, so you wasn't checking on us, I'll give you 10, 15 or whatever. But like, nah, if you was a dickhead, I'm not giving you shit.
Which I haven't had like that many rude service, but I have like. It really be fast food shit when I go through the line, which they don't get tips. So that's why they be having them fucking attitudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like McDonald's, shit like that. This one older lady was so rude at Burger King off Southside one time. I wanted to give her a BK ass whooping. That bitch, are you okay?
Shit, that nigga on Turner got a BK headshot.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
All right.
You ever had like a service worker be so rude to you and like you leave and don't turn up, but you kind of feel pussy?
Yeah, Kings Road checkers.
Oh, they don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
They got guns in there.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Oh, and lastly, what you were saying about the price shit at kickbacks, like Waffle House like that, they just make up their prices as they go. Because you could go get the same meal every time, and that shit ain't never the same.
But that's like expected with them. That's kind of like, it's expected. I know what I'm gonna get with them.
And you know, a lot of the Waffle Houses, they got like walk up windows now, so you can't go in at a certain time. So no more Waffle House fights and shit, or you're gonna have to fight outside. They tired of that shit.
That's good.
Very good. But yeah. So yeah, that's our advice. Try to talk to her. If she being shot out, kick that bitch to the curb. So yeah, you got a hygiene tip?
Nah.
Yeah, didn't we talk about hygiene in the beginning? Hygiene tip. I know I look like yesterday. If you ain't sweating your clothes, just throw the shit back on. It's okay. Right. This was all filmed in the same day.
Looking nasty. I got a hygiene tip actually. When y'all wash our dishes, put bleach in the water. I know everybody should do that, but everybody
just
doesn't.
Just a cap or two.
Cap.
Yeah, like
you get what they sell.
Yeah, some motherfucker pour.
Like just put some bleach in there.
Be like K3 said.
Because if you don't put bleach in your water, like I don't want to eat your shit. Pause. I don't want to eat off you. Like I don't want to eat off your shit. Like you gotta
kill the bacteria.
Because like water and soap ain't enough. I always clean out the sink before I wash dishes.
After.
I know everybody don't do that, but like definitely put some bleach in the water.
I hate washing dishes. I hate touching wet food, but yeah, I'm
no,
very like
fucking
that.
clean the fucking. I rinse everything off after I use it, and I rinse it off before because I don't want no food in the fucking water while I'm touching it.
Usually I scrape, but everybody don't do that. So it's like if you clean them in a house where there's other people, it's like
yeah.
Does anybody else grandma keep like a sink of water? Is that like an old person thing?
Yeah, that's
like,
an old person.
When my grandma, the first thing she do, she go in the kitchen, clean it up, even though the shit already clean. And she put like the half sink full of water, put some bleach in it, put some soap, and it just sit there all day. She do that every day.
Yeah, my I think that's like a disinfecting thing for them. I don't know what it's about, but my people do that too.
No, my grandma
on my dad's side.
She had a really bad addiction to bleach, to the point where like she couldn't do our laundry because she's gonna bleach her clothes. I'm talking about bleach expensive shit like our son John's shoes. Jabos, like my brother was damn near cry. She bleached out his jabos. Like she put bleach on everything. It got to the point where one of my favorite Machiavelli shirts, the Tupac shit, when I was I just went to the bathroom and leaned on the sink to wash my hands, and bleach got all on my shirt. Like she would bleach the whole house.
Yeah.
And we all used to be like, yeah, no, like she the bleach queen. She finally, within these last few years, stop putting so much bleach. You just walk in her house and it smells like straight bleach. You got to be careful because bleach do stain. Like it's
I don't. I don't like the smell. I like the smell of bleach. It's like, but it's like I don't like when it's too much bleach. It's like it start to smell like dirty. I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh, and my grandma seen that clip when we was talking about them and our grandpas. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep she was down. Like somebody, hey, keep talking about his grandpa came back a ketchup sandwich. I said, yeah, but nah, definitely like bleach in the dishes is a good one, and yeah. So it's been a great episode. We're gonna get up out of here, man. We've been working. So, yeah, and write us. We got some new Chef Kojak episodes coming soon. We got another spotlight we're gonna be dropping soon. And, write us, interact with us more, man. What y'all want to see, what y'all want to hear. Sending them shout out or rock outs.
Email us at paidnbazed@gmail.com.
Yeah, paidnbazed@gmail.com. If you're an artist and you want to do a spotlight interview, go hit that link in the bio, send in the request form.
And you will be charged.
Nah, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Or you can fuck us, girls. No. No? All right, JK.
Yeah,
no,
not me. Not me.
Us.
He's talking about him and him. But yeah, man, tap in with us more, man. We trying to build a community. And I know we've been saying it for a long time, but the Patreon is coming soon.
Cap.
For real. No, for real. We're going to spend a whole day up here with Amp because that's the only way it's going to get done. And we're going to do all these uploads and everything. We're going to spend a Saturday up here with him. And we're going to be the 3 amigos and get this shit done.
You know how, like, let's wrap up right quick. Let's just wrap.
I'm saying that because I seen them gifts y'all was sending yesterday. I'm like, I want some of that. We need to build a Patreon audience.
I've been telling y'all niggas.
Yeah, I'm like, shit.
Let's wrap.
All right, but yeah, it's your boy Low Key V.
And this your man K Thrizzle.
And this is Paid N Bazed.
It Paid N Bazed, hell. Get money and wash your ass out.